No black cats, just straight facts.
Triple P certified.
Listen, we can talk about odds all day. It doesn't matter what the odds are. It matters what's gonna happen.
Welcome back to the Perfect Parlay Pursuit. We are here, UFC 329. I can't believe I'm even saying this. Conor McGregor fights next. Not next weekend. These are the super early, ultra early predictions for UFC 329. Not leaving you hanging on a break week, everybody. We're coming in and giving you our full card, UFC 329, top to bottom predictions. I already have bets placed. You're going to want to beat these lines. You're going to want to beat these lines. All the casuals are going to come in on McGregor. Get him while he's hot if you're betting Conor. And guys, there's so much to get into. I mean, we'll briefly touch on UFC Azerbaijan, a card that started at 9 a.m. Alex, I did. I called it the whole thing. Only fight I missed was Sadchikov because I was driving from point A to point B during that fight. I didn't know it wasn't gonna last as long as it did. But picks I gave you, I picked Nascimento, he was wrong. I picked Masamuto, he was right. I picked Bergeron, he was wrong.
That sounds like a Kanye line. Nascimento, Masamuto, like Watch the Throne type shit.
Nascimento, Masamuto, Danchenko. Yeah, so I mean, I had some correct picks. I had some incorrect picks. I think let's just go through the correct ones. Masamuto, Yayav, Hazanov,
you had to see that 8-second knockout. That was fucking crazy.
Did Charles Johnson win? No. Sadchikov didn't win. Yeah, I took a bath last week. But here's the thing: I switched my Saliev
stretch. He was doing pretty well.
I saw that. Yes.
I didn't see that.
He wasn't doing all that well. And then Pereira,
looking like Krusty the Clown with his new ass haircut too. By the way,
I mean, I think his opponent looked more like Krusty the Clown, but okay.
Charles Johnson.
Oh no, yeah.
Charles, the Krusty the Clown.
I thought you meant Pereira. Since the sharp bullet looked like Krusty the Clown, but I picked Torres. That was wrong. The ones that hurt the most for me were Pereira because he drops the Pirate in the first round and almost finishes him. And Mike Tyson always said, you go for the finish and you fail to get it, you lose the decision. It was kind of bullshit. It's like, dude, you dropped them, you won the first round. How do you lose both back to back after that? I mean, and Mike Bell's like, he would have had to kill me in there to win. And it's like, dude, shut up. You didn't even fight that hard in the second and third. You barely squeaked by in those rounds. Wasn't it? And then he has the audacity to talk shit on Sean Strickland. It's like, Sean Strickland beat your daddy, Hamzat Chimaev. So I don't even want to hear it. All these guys coming out of the woodwork talking shit on Strickland. It's like, wasn't he supposed to lose to Chimaev? Didn't he whoop Chimaev's undefeated ass? Okay, so shut the fuck up.
It's going to be bad, my homie. It's going to be bad.
And then Magomedov
you better hope you don't get Sean Strickland because it's going to be bad, my homie.
Magomedov also has the audacity to be like, Strickland says he won't fight out of America because he's scared. He's basically a domestic champion. He should come to me, to Azerbaijan or to Abu Dhabi. It's like, what the fuck are you talking? He's like, as if he just only won't go to those countries because he knows you can't fight outside of those countries. First of all, that's not why he doesn't want to go to those countries. And second of all, he fought in Canada. He fought in fucking Australia. He's fought in other places a lot.
In fact, all he said was, I want to fight in America for my next fight because I've been getting shipped all over the fucking place.
And you pay so much. You pay so many taxes when you do that. Let me fight in Vegas, so I only have to pay federal income tax instead of state income tax.
Settle down, little bro. You're fucking 24th ranked middleweight in the world. You've got 23 other motherfuckers you got to get through before you start even thinking the name Sean Strickland.
Your ass was the only one, even though you won, your ass was the only one who hit the fucking deck, dude. You hit the fucking deck against Pereira, dude. Shut up. Kyle Dawkins dusted Pereira in a fucking round, dude. Where do you think you stand? You fucking squeaked by. You lost the first round bad. You lost the first round worse than he lost the second or the third. So I don't want to hear shit from you, Pirate.
When I saw him hit the deck, I thought to myself, I'm so stupid. Such a dynamic and off the beaten path striker against a guy with one eye. He's going to be throwing from angles that he can't even see his shoulder. Let alone
You really would have thought. And then he's going for submissions. I was sitting there with a Pereira $100 bet to pay $2,400, 23 to 1 fucking Pereira by submission. And he's going for subs in the first round after dropping him. And I'm like, let's go. I'm about to fucking win 23 to 1. And it didn't happen. So that really burned my butt. Some of the other picks I got wrong, I switched my brain on, like Con Offley versus Reyes. For some reason, I'm sitting there watching them warm up, listening to them talk about Con Offley. And I go, yeah, Con Offley's going to submit this guy. What am I thinking? So I bet Con Offley 10 to 1 by sub, hit that. Yayev, I took him. Yayev.
Beef, Luke, because that wasn't the occasion you did that and kind of like fucked me over. And like,
I had a lot going on.
If you want to talk about it, like, you fucked me over on two different levels. Con Offley, maybe I have a different idea of him than what he is. Maybe that guy who finished him, Santos, after the Ultimate Fighter, maybe he's a lot better than I think he is. I don't know, but I didn't necessarily think either of them were that good. But
no, they're not.
Javier's sitting there getting fucking rock'em sock'em robots around, like getting
Well, in the pre-fight, they were saying that Offley has really worked on his boxing and his boxing this and his boxing that. And I was like, he's going to use the boxing to stay alive on the feet. And then when he drops him, he's going to sub him. And that's exactly what happened. I cashed a 10 to 1 ticket on Offley. But then I did hip you. I said, Yayev fights like he's got a plane to catch. Yayev round 1, you take the biggest favorite on the card, you move it to plus 100, and everybody knew the under was going to cash there, but just like, okay, well, who's going to win if the under is going to cash? Yayev. Okay, well, how's he going to win? First round, like he always does. Okay, great. Yayev round 1 plus 100. And for the second week in a row, I had Shabazian's brother getting dusted in the first round versus Magomedov, took that at plus 100. And then I took fucking Yayev plus 100 in the first round. And just when I thought, it couldn't get sweeter than Shabazian getting dusted by Magomedov in round 1, homeboy goes out there and finishes him in 8 seconds. And back-to-back weekends, I just cashed the easiest round 1 props you've ever seen in your life. So that was the good about the night.
Puliev was very disappointing. Puliev hurt my soul to see. Reyes hurt my soul to see. Donchenko looked great out there. He was looking really good. And sure, the guy was coming in on short notice. But nonetheless, like, he was putting on a show out there. Loved everything I saw from him. Eric Nolan looked better than what I remembered him to be. Honestly, there were times in that fight.
Still couldn't defend a takedown, though.
Still couldn't defend a takedown, but he looked better. He looked better than what I thought he was going into the bout.
And really didn't have the cardio that you would expect him to have in round 3. When it's like, dude, because he had some moments in there where his opponent was definitely like kind of gassing a little bit, and he was kind of. And if he just had the cardio, the marine cardio, you would have thought he would have. Might have been able to get something done there. I think the Black Wolf is the biggest. Like, I mean, how do you get a read on this guy? Like, sometimes he comes out there, he looks really good, and then I didn't see that fight, but I know he got finished in the first round. And it's like
it was bad, and it made me happy to see. You know me, I hate those guys. What is he? What club is he a part of? Sarah Longo.
Did you get a hold of it? Did the peptide guy call you back?
No, I called him on a fucking unmarked number just to like make sure he didn't try to kill me or something. He seems like a pretty rough and tumble guy.
Yes.
I didn't
He's not trying to kill you. He's trying to save your life with these peptides, Alex.
Very true, very true. But I do need more info on Longo's stack. I do need to know what Longo's stack is. Oh man, I mean, masterclass prank call, by the way, by me. Like that was phenomenal. I can't believe I held that as long as I did. I'm like, you're live. No.
Go watch.
Serious is a hard attack.
You can't put me on the spot like that. Bro, I'm in sales. Put me on the spot.
Who said?
Yeah, who said? I will say this, Lord Michael, who I love so much, and we double P certified this week. I changed my mind on him too when I saw the weigh-ins. I said, I said a bus looks actually pretty good, and the only reason I'm picking Lord Michael is because I like him, and a bus is the underdog, and I was like, a bus is actually going to smoke this guy. So I just bet a bus money line, a bus by finish, and a bus by submission. Cashed all 3. Still found a way to fucking lose money on the night because I was very confident that Fiziev was cooked and that Torres was going to smoke him in round 1. So I put a big bet on Torres.
That's crazy.
Torres, I know it seems so crazy in hindsight.
It's so obvious. That fight was the most obvious fight.
I got way too greedy.
Told you.
I got way too greedy. I got too used to winning. And I didn't want to break even. I said, you know what? I'm in break even territory, but I want to win. I want to
get even or get even worse.
No, I was already broken even. I already broke even, and which just means I won back everything I lost. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, all right, now let's put about half of this break even money on Torres.
Luke, myself, I had 10 units left on the evening. 10 units left. I said to myself, one of my positive is going to happen. You ready?
Yeah.
Round 2 knockout Fiziev. Amazing. So I did a little less than breaking even. That was like 10 units to win 135 units, give or take. So that put me in decent standing. I didn't go too crazy on this bout. I know I got a McGregor bout next weekend that I'm putting in the house on this card. I don't even know who's on it besides McGregor, but I'm excited to throw my money, make another donation. I hadn't had a win. I was telling Luke during the card, I said, I just looked back. I haven't had a winning ticket since May. Right? Last month was June.
Big dry spell.
And I said, and before that, it was April.
The Robert Dry spell.
Yeah, Robert Dry spell. So I was stoked to just see one go in the net. Sometimes you got to just see one go in the net. Luke, It was so funny. It was like Eric McConaughey, Chaos Williams, just random one-off bets that weren't really for all that much. That I was just like, all right, at least I had some wins. That's how bad I've been lately. And you know what? I think that round 2 knockout by Fiziev will really turn the tides for me. I had such a good thumb on that. I said, Manuel Torres is a hammer, not a nail. Rafael Fiziev is elusive, fights against guys very tall all the time. And sure, in his last bout against Hoofy, he didn't look the best against a tall guy, but he's looked good against tall guys regularly. He's steadily going up against guys who outsize him in any facet. So you got to think he's been training for guys just like Manuel Torres, who are more skilled than Manuel Torres, who he's done really well against. And Manuel Torres is a guy who, if the going's good, it's amazing. He looks fantastic. He's a Joel Alvarez type. When the going's good, it couldn't look any better. But when the going's bad, it looks bad. And you're fucked. Once he starts hitting a little adversity, it's all downhill from there. And I knew Rafael Fiziev would be a guy to be able to put him away. And I knew that if Rafael Fiziev won, it was not going to the distance, because Manuel Torres is a guy who chases finishes early, expends a lot of energy in there, and always has seen that work. So that's all he's going to do. He hasn't won many fights by decision. He hasn't even gone to decision much. So you got to kind of think about that. And Rafael Fiziev, how good is he? I
love Rafael Fiziev too.
He did so well against Gaethje. He did so well against a bunch of guys who are at the top of the division. He's really fucking good. And he looks like Ryan's friend Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was very inspired seeing Justin Gaethje win the title. I loved his interview afterwards. He was like, Justin, I wish you could come into my body. Pause. So that you could feel how I felt for you when I saw you win that title. I love you. He's like, I have so much love for you. And when you did that, it just motivated me more than you could possibly imagine. And I was like, wow.
Yes, I have a bunch of guys from my village coming, and we are going to get crazy.
I'm going to show them something. So that's kind of like, we can kind of tie a knot in it there. I think not too much else to really talk about. It was crazy seeing.
Does MMA? Does any sport have more pause-worthy moments than MMA?
None, not one. Because it's really the only one where guys even talk and are allowed to talk. You know what I mean? It's the only one where guys even if any foot everybody in every other sport is on such a leash. You know what I mean?
I feel like if a guy said pause in an NBA post-game interview, he would get fined $50,000. Immediately.
No, they'd allow that, but the thing is, they would never even. There's just not enough. The culture of it is unlike any other sport. The culture of MMA is just so.
That's why I love the Big Purr.
I love.
You know the Big Purr?
No.
Carl Anthony Towns.
After all that,
oh my gosh, dude, you got to look up the Big Purr. You got to see his zestiest moments on look up Carl Anthony Towns' zestiest moments. You will get a great laugh.
Dude, the Knicks fans of New York have truly ruined any chance of me ever getting involved. Like I can't be associated with the type of people who watch basketball anymore if that's who they are at the highest level. You know what I mean? I can't even be associated with New York City anymore. I can't be associated
with the association. Is what
I
you're
can't.
saying.
I really can't. And I can't even be associated with New York anymore. Like, you know, I was Luke the Duke of New York, number one.
You were.
I am like I'm about to be the new king of Duval County. I think is what it's going to come down to.
No, you got to go into New York and flip the tables.
I'm gonna have to jack sons and light up the L Samuel. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
I'm gonna be the Jacksonville villain. You know what I mean? Like, that's. You see, I got the fish on my shirt. I got the whatever spider wire is. I think it's a fishing line or a bowstring.
So.
It's either a bowstring or it's a fishing line. But either way,
you're
like
salt lifed out. You are
I'm so salt life. Look how tan I am, dog. Look at this tan. I am fucking.
You're like a fucking leather boot.
Dude, I don't even want to leave. I swear to God, I don't even want to leave Duval County. I'm planting roots here. It's live.
Yeah.
What are you talking to my brother for right now? I'm talking to him on the podcast. You can't just hop in here and start talking. You can expose you to the world like this. Get out of here, dude. To all nobody watching this, but they'll catch it on the recap. It's early predictions. This is going to get hundreds of views. Okay,
this is going to get 100 of view.
This is going to get 100 of view. She thought we weren't on the pod. She thought we weren't live. She thinks we're just. She thinks I'm just pissing in her face while she's packing up the whole apartment. She thinks I'm just shooting the shit with my brother. I'm working, baby. I'm working.
I'm working for free.
I need that. I was honestly, I felt like complete shit for the last 4 days. To be honest with you, I felt like complete shit, dude. My body is failing me. Dude, I think I'm gonna do a 21-day fast. I don't know what to do.
That is your answer for literally everything.
Dude, I walk the streets and I think to myself, thank God you have the tool that is fasting in your tool belt. Thank God you've done a 14-day fast, because that is all that can save you. That is much like Pythagoras. You know, I'm going to look this up, the quote that Pythagoras gave, but we're going to get into UFC 329 and McGregor.
And Pythagoras.
And by the way, our grandmother, whose lucky number was 333, was born in November. What do they say? It's not a non-zero chance that UFC 333, which takes place in November, falls upon her birthday, which I will see as nothing but a sign. Nothing but a sign.
The signs.
Do you know Grandma's birthday?
November 11th? No, 9th.
Okay, see, I was thinking it was in the 20s.
No, I just know she died.
That's their anniversary. I think that's her and Pop-Up's anniversary.
I can look. I can look right now.
There's her birthday.
Give me 2 seconds.
There's her birthday, Pop-Up's birthday, and their anniversary. All are in November, and it's I don't know which one is which at this point. And I don't know any of the three, to be honest with you guys. I don't know his birthday, I don't know anybody's birthday besides my birthday and my immediate household family growing up, and then my wife's birthday and my kid's birthday now. Any other extended family members I've never known, and I always just get the reminder, the text message from my mom. It's this person's birthday. It's that birthday. So I've never needed to know. Someone's always been there to remind me.
Here's a pro tip: whenever you send the text to them saying "Happy Birthday," your iPhone will be like.
Yes. But I don't use my iPhone calendar really. So
no, but it'll just pop up on the side. It'll just give you a little reminder. It was the 12th, death day, the 19th. She lasted a whole week after her, which is crazy. I always remember that and be like, yeah, that's so crazy that she died a week after she was born. But not you guys know, 60 years after a week, 60 years in 1 week. But yeah,
an amount of time. Yep. Oh God, I miss her. I miss her like I miss Dale Earnhardt. I just miss them both. So only person who got thrown onto this anyway. A couple weeks ago,
the fact of the matter that Casual Adam chose to skip the only guy he likes and the only guy he knows his name in the UFC's return card. is absurd. He's
How
got a
did he
fucking
skip-
Irish
Wait, he skipped
flag.
it? He skipped it?
He's got an Irish flag hanging up in his room. He didn't say, "Yo, guys, let me get on for the Connor card."
That's true. I'll text him right now.
The phone doesn't do it justice. Look at the bloody size of that thing. It's on the bleeding lower level. That is.
I sent Dan the link today, like 5 minutes ago. I thought, if it's in the cards, it's in the cards. But I'll tell Adam that we're going to be breaking down McGregor in about an hour.
Here's some hot news off the presses, guys. Dan hates us. Dan doesn't like us anymore. He doesn't want to see us. He doesn't want to talk to us. He pops in every once in a while. It's like when your slow cousin hits you up and you're like,
no, he called me. I was just about to say, so I know why Dan probably can't join because I know his wife's on a bachelorette. I know that because he called me yesterday and told me that he's having some doggy drama. Okay. So, Dan has his dog, his golden retriever. Let's see what Casual Adam says. He says, "Fuck, we'll have to see." What could you be doing right now that you don't know if you're free in 30 minutes to an hour? That's the crazy thing, like we'll have to see. It's 9:00 at night. Anyway. So Dan's dealing with some doggy drama. We have a friend who is like super Asperger-y, right? Like he has like autism, and Dan is like closer with him than I am. They're in a fantasy football league together.
The man of pull.
And he calls me. He's like, dude, our friend, he's like, he hits me up and he goes, "All right, so should I bring my dog over to socialize with your dog like this week or what?" And Dan's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Socialize with my dog? Why do they need to socialize? What are you talking about?" He goes,
"We've never talked about this ever before. What do you mean?"
He's like, "I'm sitting there thinking, did I get drunk and tell him I'd watch his dog? Like, what is going on?" And he's like, then I think like 3 months ago, we're talking casually at a restaurant, and he goes, "Yeah, he's like, I'm like, did I tell him that I'd watch his dog?" He's like, then I remember he was kind of fretting about this vacation he had planned to Cape Cod and getting this new puppy, a beagle puppy, Alex. Okay. The worst kind of dog you could possibly get, a beagle, which, by the way, nobody should get. If you get a beagle, it should be because you need it for hunting. And that's the only reason to get a beagle. And Dan grew up with a beagle, and I told him that. I said, and our cousin grew up with a beagle. And I told them, yeah, your dog's bad because you don't use him for his purpose, and you expect him to just sit in the house all day, and he wants to be out chasing birds.
I'd get a red bone coonhound myself. A red bone coonhound.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen. All right, so so basically, like 3 months ago, he casually says, "Well, if you can't find a sitter, maybe we could watch or whatever." All this time goes by, no follow up at all. All of a sudden, he's like, "Yeah, I leave for a week, and I was going to drop the dog off. I thought you said you could watch the dog." So he tries to like back out of it, but he's like too guilt ridden. He can't figure out how to back out of this. And this is a
regular Dan Larry David scenario. Dan is always in Larry David-esque scenarios.
Yes, he is. and like this is my move, right? My new move is this. Ready? Oh man, I forgot. I can't. Yeah. No explanation. That's the end of it. And then I stop answering text. Dude, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I can't.
I accidentally missed a party recently, a family party, and our brother hits me up while the party is starting. It's a surprise party. And he's like, "Yo, so like, are you coming or what?" And I'm like, "Yo, Paul is homie, for one. And for two, what do you mean? What are we doing here?" And he says, "Our stepmom's birthday is today. It's a surprise party for her." I say, "I ain't making it, Cheech." I am not making it, Cheech. And then I come to find out, I'm getting hit up by this person, hit up by that person. What happens? I got to make something up. I say I'm double booked. Meanwhile, I'm in my underwear, drunk as dog shit, playing Baldur's Gate for no reason at all. Besides, I was like, oh, I finally get a day to myself. Let me unwind a little.
Watch this podcast so I can just cathartically get all these stories out, because it's like I need to say them, and like I need to say them. It's like karmic. What do they say the Illuminati does? karmic retribution or like karmic unveiling, like karmic unveiling. Like we tell you what we're gonna do, but like it's your fault for not listening, kind of thing. Like they go like. So anyway, so he can't back out of the dog situation. I'll skip to the end of the story, but basically, dog shits in the house, pisses in the house. He's just fucked. Like,
I'm surprised Pullman doesn't have a fucking pit bull or like a Burmese mountain dog or something like that. I'm at least happy that he has a manageable pup.
And get this, he gets this puppy. It's a 6-month-old puppy at this point now, right? And obviously it's not trained at all. So like in my head, it's like, okay, well, if you can't bring the dog with you on your vacation, send it to obedience school to get trained. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Someone watches the dog and trains the dog. But no, he gives it to Dan. So then I find out he's not staying at a hotel on this vacation. He's going to his in-laws' house. He could have just brought the dog. Who does that? Who does that, dude?
I'm sorry, I'm redacted.
And it's like, and meanwhile, so I tell Dan, I go, Dan, do you have a kitchen? Because he said the dog's pissed in the house 5 times, shit in the house 4 times, and it's only Sunday and it's been here since Friday night. Okay.
Dan strikes me as a carpeted kitchen guy, though. So like that.
I go, do you have a kitchen with a non-carpeted floor? He goes, yeah, I do. I go, does the kitchen have an exit door to the outside? He goes, yeah, it does. I go, as somebody who is the king of dogs and has trained, boarded, and looked after dogs for years, a Rolodex of 150 dogs.
Collie.
I'm the dog whisperer, right? So I go, here's what you do, Dan. He says the dog's eating his dog's food and stuff. I go, okay. First of all, you're not feeding the dogs at the same time. You're not feeding the dogs in the same room, okay? That's from here on out. Second, do you have a dog gate? He goes, yeah, I have a dog gate. I go, oh, okay, perfect. The dog lives in the kitchen now. That's that dog's home for the rest of the time you have it, in the kitchen. You put that dog gate up. You feed it in there. I'm not saying like lock it away in a closet. I'm saying,
and if it does it again, rub its face in it because it's not your dog.
That doesn't work.
You don't have to worry about that trauma.
that's not going to work. I say, what you're going to do is you're going to put that dog in the kitchen. That's the dog's new home, is the kitchen for the rest of the time. You feed it in the kitchen separately from your dog. You let him outside a lot. But if it pisses in the kitchen, if it shits in the kitchen, much easier cleanup. You don't have to worry about it getting into the carpet. Like, it's not your obligation to have this dog sleep in bed with you. It's not your obligation to have this dog up on your couch in your living room. Like, you're gonna own this dog. At
this point, it's only been around your buddy for a month, and now you're gonna give it the best week of its life because your buddy also has 2 kids that he's selling their Beanie Babies actively because he thinks they're worth money and doesn't give a fuck about his
He's wrapped up in Beanie Baby price charting. He's not gonna. All right, this is getting too inside baseball for the cast. But bottom line is, and Dan hates to admit this, but he goes, you know what, Luke? He said this. I hate to admit this, but you're a fucking genius. And then he texts me later that night. He goes, 1,000,000 times better. Perfect situation. Thank you so much for the advice. You should have called me on Friday. Like, why'd you wait till Sunday to call me? I could have solved this problem for you in 20 minutes.
Luke used to
lickety split. By the way, lickety split. Lickety split. Or sorry, lickety splits. It's gonna be the name for the strip club I open. Lickety splits.
Be Luckety splits.
That'd be good, but lickety splits is good. Lickety splits. It's such a great name for a strip club.
What are you on your Bobby Green arc? Like what?
I'm on Bobby Green. I'm on Floyd Mayweather. Floyd's gonna have to sell his soon. I'm gonna buy it, rebrand it, and in my strip club, all the girls get a cut of the bar that goes into a 401k that they can't touch, but it funds their retirement because no one's looking after these girls. Like
I actually take the interest that they receive.
I definitely take it's in escrow, and I definitely take the interest. But and if they forget about it, there's a 90-day waiting period for them to claim it once it's fully vested. And if they don't claim it, then it's mine. If they die of a drug overdose or if they get killed by their baby daddy, that's not my concern.
And by fully vested, he means they have to come into his office dressed.
No. I would not be that type of owner. I'm an owner operator. Okay, I'm a professional. But that's my thing. It's like there's nobody in the world who ethically owns a strip club. I could be the one and only person who's just like, girls, come home. This is the best place to work. And then I get all the talent. All the best talent comes to me. Put them all out of business, chain it up, not put the girls in chains, but franchise it, right? My
No,
model.
look, that's a theme. It's called go-go, I believe. I think you can chain them up legally.
It's called something Japanese. I forget what it's called, but anyway, I have to check my search history. But okay, so let's move on. Dustin Poirier, when we first broke down his arrest, we did not have the footage. I don't believe
we did not have the footage.
And boy, were we on the right side of history.
We were. He's a racist, loser, scumbag.
We were the only people who said this is bad, and everyone else goes,
and it's gonna be bad, homie. And it's gonna be bad, my homie.
He goes, we're the only ones who sat there and didn't say, he was probably just being a little loud at the airport. You know how these airports are. We're the only ones who go, hey, this is a problem. All right, this is a problem.
And you know how I know this? Because every time I fly, I am wasted. Every single time I've flown.
I'm Bert Kreischer on a plane.
Hey, I have anxiety. Okay, I have anxiety about flying.
2 double Tito's and Sprite. 2 double Tito's and Sprite. That's before I board. Then as I'm leaving, you know what? Let me just get a shot of tequila before I board. On the plane, high noon. You know what? And one for my wife. Give me that high noon. 2 high noons. Pineapple. They only serve pineapple on the plane. I choke it down. It's not my favorite flavor, but whatever. I get it done.
I just grab a Tito's shooter and a Sprite. So the Sprite's free. You get a cup with some ice in it. Tito's shooter right in there. Bang, bang.
Then I'm pissing the whole flight. Excuse me. I'm climbing over the people every time. But then it makes it easier.
Here's a tip. Here's a pro tip. Just piss in your pants.
Who you talk to? But then
here's a pro tip. You don't gotta disturb anybody by getting up. They're asleep anyway. They won't smell anything.
The toilet seat is like more comfortable than your plane seat, and you know what I mean. So like I go
stretch the legs.
I stretch the legs. I sit in there for a long time, and then I'm coming out. Who am I right next to? The stewardesses. Who do I? And then I go. They go. You shouldn't have had all those high noons. I go. I know. I'm like, hey, while I'm here, can I get another one? They usually will give you that one for free. They'll usually like, here, just take it. Here you go. You know what I mean? And so now you're getting free noons. But what you also say is, yeah, I have the. You're drunk at this point, so you're like, I have the Southwest Rapid Rewards. I think I get a free drink, but you're just taking the Wi-Fi's not working. It's not loading. They're just like
you're hitting a little turbulence.
They're like, go sit down here, just take it. We won't charge you. That's you know what I mean. Every time, every single fucking time.
And if not, you throw the Burger King hat on, and everything changes. Then you get kicked out like Dustin.
I say I'm a volunteer pilot, Johnny Hamcheck. Yeah.
I heard you guys needed these 3 foot chains. Do you not need the 3 foot chains?
Can I ride up in front with you? The pilot's like, no.
But that's so funny. One guy, just because he wears a Burger King hat and hasn't had a UFC career, he says the same words as Dustin Poirier. And
by the way, I saw Dustin Poirier was at the airport afterwards. I thought you could put on a no-fly list for shit like that. Like, how is he not allowed to fly?
Yeah, my grandpa used to go through the no-fly list. I don't know if they go that quickly. Obviously, I'm a Nepo baby. Yes.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT, why isn't Dustin Poirier on a no-fly list? Why isn't he?
That's crazy because he did try to incite violence against a member of law enforcement. He called the fucking workers hoes to their face, said the N-word 17 times, tried to fight cops, told them, tase me, I want to feel something, like he's in fucking Never Back Down. Like
make it a good one.
Yeah.
It is so crazy.
How fucking lame is Dustin Poirier? And all these people who are like, it's going to be bad, my homie, and putting that on with him pulling up his pants and then cutting to his highlights, you should be ashamed of yourself.
You really should be ashamed of yourself. It's really fucking pathetic. And on top of all of this, how is he going to walk the line of like not like so many people just support what he did, but yet he has to play the card of like, I regret this.
Hat in hand. He has to have hat in hand. And Luke, another thing that pissed me
off. He's like Jerry Seinfeld after the Kramer incident. Like, stop laughing. When they had Kramer on the Letterman show, and even Kramer, like, if you ever watched that video, they had Kramer on the
Kramer versus Kramer, right?
And Jerry Seinfeld's like, Kramer's like, I really regret. And all the crowd's like, Kramer, oh my God, he's so funny. And Jerry has to literally tell the crowd, stop laughing. This is not funny. That's going to be Dustin about his own actions for the next 6 months until eventually
somebody fucking walks up to Jerry Seinfeld on the street and asks about Palestine, and then all of a sudden he becomes, really
everything's funny. Everything's funny now.
Everything's fucking hilarious about dead kids. Yeah. Oh, so funny. Fuck yourself, Jerry Seinfeld. You're a weird guy. And if you guys have watched this show, you know that I saw Luke about to clutch his pearls when I was about to say something. And I have to censor myself. Self-censorship.
So
Dustin, yes. Dustin Poirier. Self-censorship. That's what you need to use in situations where you're getting kicked off of fucking planes. Okay? And for 2, anybody else in his position who was going through that would have been fucking castrated. Would have been at Guantanamo Bay already. And that was the point I was making with the Burger King guy. He didn't threaten violence on anyone. He didn't say, hey, I'm gonna kill all the fucking stewardesses in here. He said the same word that Dustin did. Got kicked off of a plane, and now he's a villain. But Dustin's a cool guy because he pounded the cop afterwards. A fucking Instagram account that I respected. I think it's like Tony Has Died or something like that, with a picture of Tony Ferguson, and they post a bunch of meme MMA content. They were like, he's always gracious in defeat because he was pounding the cop. Sure, that could have been tongue in cheek, but he is the worst winner we have ever seen in the sport, rubbing the puppy's face in his piss. Oh, you shouldn't count your chickens, Dan. Oh, Michael Chandler, you're a fucking bitch, man. Why are you getting in your enemy's face after you have already fucking humiliated
and he even kind of did that. He's like, you tried your best, man. Like he says,
that was such lame cope. Sorry, guys. That was such lame cope. Like, bro, you lost and you realized you lost because that guy would shoot you. Hey, guess what?
I love all
if the taser didn't get you, I know something else that he has that would.
I love all the if you watch submission radio, all the Australian or all the countries where the cops aren't allowed to be aggressive with the civilians. They're terrified of American police because of what CNN is showing them. Good. And they're like, and American police, we've seen what they'll do in situations like that, and Dustin got off very lucky, because we know how these American police can be. It's dude.
I wish he wasn't so lucky. But
it would have been sick to see him just go fish and just fucking start flopping around from the taser.
Worse.
And by the way, like I said, everybody supporting this behavior, it's not going to help him. It's not going to help him.
I wish he was around 12 Broward County, Florida fellas when he was saying what he was saying. And let's see how good your MMA works against 12 Broward County YNs coming up to you and just absolutely demolishing you.
I wish he got slept like BJ Penn outside a strip club by somebody.
It could never be somebody I hate. It always has to be one of my heroes. Who BJ, You're right. Everybody in your house is a clone, and I have the inside intel. Hit me up.
BJ, a broken clock's right twice a day, brother. You know what I mean? They just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not following you.
As the great Patrice O'Neal once said, just because I'm paranoid doesn't mean motherfuckers aren't out there trying to kill me.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said,
right side of history, Dustin's a loser.
Shia LaBeouf and Dustin Poirier, biggest crash outs of the year that everybody just accepted and moved on from in record time.
Shia LaBeouf's was cooler though. Shia LaBeouf was way cooler.
He was getting beat the fuck up.
What do you expect? What do you expect from Stanley Yelnats, bro?
And two guys both with a cultural misunderstanding of where they of who they are, right? It's Shia, you're white. You are not a Mexican gangster. Dustin, you are white.
You are in Atlanta. You are in Atlanta speaking this way. Do you Washington, D.C., Atlanta?
Dustin grew up in a prominently black high school. He should be more sensitive to it then. What is this argument? What is this argument? Like, oh, that makes it okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he should really know and have an understanding of the plight of the community around him, and not to. Yeah. Anyway.
And for the record, I don't care. For the record, I don't care that he said what he said. I care more that it's, oh, good guy Dustin. Hey, guys, let us not forget all the money he gave to all the fucking disenfranchised people from his hometown.
His tax write-off charity scam. Scam. Sorry, I can't say the word scam. Just kidding, allegedly. But the reality is, it's like, yeah, guys, charities are a fucking big way to make money and to fucking, like, not pay taxes and write off things. And
look at the executive branch of any nonprofit and look at how much they're fucking making.
Tony Robinson was sponsoring families and helping people out with Christmas dinner when he was broke. You know what I mean? If you weren't doing charity when you're broke, then what fucking business do you have fucking giving 1% of your income to a fucking charity that you're fucking probably administratively paying your fucking cousin to fucking do social media?
You almost made me hammer out right there. In which I have the Caleb Hammer. Caleb Hammer's the man. Love Caleb Hammer. Please never reach out to me. You would be disgusted.
Caleb, I can't. Here's me on Caleb Hammer's podcast. Can we take a break? Hey, pause. Can we take a break? You can't use that. Don't use that. Don't use that footage. Don't use that footage.
No, it wasn't on your no-no list.
My no-no list is a mile long.
Girlfriend is cap.
Cap. My no-no list on the Caleb Hammer's podcast is a mile long. I'm like,
you're not opening my phone.
You're not looking at my DraftKings account. You're not looking at my FanDuel account. You're not bringing up that I have 7 sportsbooks on my phone. You are not bringing up that I sold Bitcoin to gamble. You're not bringing up that
Oh, look what we have here.
Caleb, I'm under a lot of stress, okay? Look at this. High noons, zins, high noons.
Are you dumb? He's so funny, dude.
You need to be banned from 7-Eleven. And it's all true. I do. I wish they'd put me on the no-fly list for 7-Eleven, okay?
I'm gonna take a tinkle. Give your final thoughts on Justin or Dustin. Maybe start kicking off the next. And by the way, Justin Gaethje did have something the size and weight of an egg weight in his gloves, which we did touch on last week as well. But more and more evidence is coming out. Hey, Trevor, what are you doing with that sewing kit? Do you maybe have like a vendetta against the UFC because they tried to buy your patent from you and now you're sitting here? No. I'm sorry. No.
Home Wreck Indie Ducker, it's a live show. How am I supposed to do timestamps?
No. We're not doing that. And even if it wasn't, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing it. And I don't care if that leads you away. I did the timestamps for years. Everybody said, well, if you had timestamps, it'd be more why. No, it won't. No, it won't. They still got to deal with my redacted ass over here. And they're not watching, brother. I'm not putting any timestamps. Hey, if you
love us when we're dead. Love us when we're dead.
Secret tip. If you want to know every pick that we make and, cut out all the fluff, go to the fucking end of the podcast. We literally say every single fighter's name in a row that we picked. Unless you want a, exquisite breakdown, find it.
And it's like, yeah, what are you looking for? Like, when was the part where they talked about Dustin Poirier? Just watch the whole show. Or,
it's
you know what else?
To be digested as a whole.
Yeah, you can't take us out of context. And also, doesn't YouTube offer a transcript? Just Control F the fucking transcript and find the part that we're talking about here.
And I won't do that. So you can do that. If you feel so strongly about it, hey, buddy.
Home Wreck and Ninocker, you've been watching the show for 3 years. You're not a big enough fan to do the timestamps for us.
Just do the fucking timestamps then.
Everyone else has a fucking guy who's like loves the show so much. Home Wreck and Ninocker, I'll pay you what? $10 an episode to do the timestamps for us. I'll pay you $10 an episode. I'll Venmo you
$40 a month.
I'm temporarily locked out of Venmo for God knows why, but once
who can ever fucking guess why? Maybe it's your fucking Venmo to DraftKings lineup thing that you got going on. Why don't you just Venmo yourself from?
It's a miracle it's taking this long for them to lock me out of Venmo.
That's crazy. You've been shouting from the rooftops that scam scheme that you've had going. Yeah, but I'll be right back. I gotta go.
I call it fancy accounting. It's not a scheme or a scam. It is simply fancy accounting. Alex will be right back. Listen, Maestro, good to see you. Homewrecker Nienacher, good to see you. Andrew Kavanaugh, great to see you. We're gonna break down UFC 329 here, and I already have some bets placed. I already have some things. Homewrecker Nienacher, you're locked out of your Venmo too, and you don't know why. They changed some of their policies. It would seem, because previously, I've always said, if you deposit to FanDuel through Venmo, it will allow you to overdraft your bank account. Something happened where now it comes out of your Venmo balance instead of doing it. See, it's like Venmo is so unprofessional. They're not a bank. They're out here like having problems that Chase Bank doesn't have. Chase Bank's like, overdraft, you're good, brother. Just get the money back in before sundown, Chase Bank, their policy is you can overdraft on the weekend. As long as that shit's back in there by 11 p.m. Monday night, you're fine. And I always get the money back in by 11 p.m. Monday night. And if I don't, I go into the Chase Bank on Tuesday morning and I say, hat in hand, I say, silly me. Oh, silly me. I overdrafted. Silly me. Can you waive those overdraft fees? And they waive them. You know what I mean? But the reality is Venmo switched their policy. They no longer pull directly from the checking account. They now just create a negative Venmo balance. Who knew? I didn't get a letter in the mail. So, I was sitting there with a negative $231.69 Venmo balance for a few days. I paid it back, and they said, yeah, let's see if I'm back into Venmo yet. Let's see, because it's been a while since I even checked. I kind of just assumed go into Venmo, account temporarily frozen. Oh, okay, yeah, what else is there? No, I'm back. That was old. Okay. Let's see. It looks like I'm back. I am back. I am back in Venmo. So, Homewrecker Nienacher, I also have Zelle. You do the timestamps. I got a 10 spot for you, okay? They got to be good. They got to be real. All right, so let's break down McGregor, UFC 329.
Do you have to use the bathroom? Is that why you pulled yourself out?
No.
I can do my movie minute whenever you want.
Do your movie minute. I'm back into Venmo. So
my movie minute this week is a two-parter. One, great video game, Baldur's Gate 3. Fantastic. Amazing. Highly recommend it. Movie, the movie minute, though. I would say I watched a movie called Burn After Reading for the first time, and I do kind of look like Brad Pitt in this fucking red polo. Guys, I gotta say, I wasn't impressed. It got a lot of rave reviews, an ensemble cast, great casting. The one thing I really had a gripe with was believing that fucking George Clooney is fucking that busted ass 60-year-old woman throughout the movie. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Terrible casting. Throw a Mia Goth in there or something. Somebody who, isn't traditionally attractive, but, attractive at the very least. Like Tilda Swinton was the heartthrob woman of the movie, which she is in that category. Not traditionally attractive, but she was pretty attractive throughout that movie. Crazy to have that busted old dirty bag of bones banging George Clooney. And that, I think, was when George Clooney won like Sexiest Man Alive in like 2008. So if you expect me to believe George Clooney's banging that old bag of bones, you got another thing coming. Let me save you some time. Everybody's cheating on everybody in that movie, and that's the whole fucking synopsis. That's the whole entire movie. Everybody's cheating on everybody, and the old bag of bones wants to get fucking tits, facial reconstruction surgery, all this stuff. And so she's like blackmailing people. And that's pretty much it. Brad Pitt stole the show. Brad Pitt was fantastic.
Kind of sounds like The Substance.
Yeah. It's similar to The Substance in that sense, where it's all about people extorting people for vain reasons, I guess. But
I didn't see The Substance or Burn.
I didn't either.
Level of competence on Kavanaugh, real quick. We're gonna get there. He did get knocked out by Charles Johnson, right? Or he lost to him. First fight of the night, Cody Durden, who originally was supposed to fight O'Day Osborne, the only last-minute replacement. Everybody wanted to be on this McGregor card. No one pulling out, just like the White House card.
Whose dick did O'Day Osborne suck that he's on every single fucking...
Why wasn't O'Day at the fucking White House?
I'm surprised he wasn't, because he's been on multiple Conor McGregor cards, multiple like high-level placement on high-level cards that everybody's excited for. They're waiting for this guy to emerge. He's not emerging from shit. He sucks, O'Day Osborne. So
Cody Durden snapped a big losing streak. His record's 18-10. He was on at least a 4-fight losing streak over the last 2 years and beat Rafael Filo by unanimous decision 2 months ago. Which is funny about that card is that my cousin texted me to get some picks for that card. I gave him like 2 or 3 picks that I gave him very specific reasons. This guy's fighting an older guy. This guy's doing this. And then I finally go, well, you're a wrestler. Like, if you want to bet on a crazy redneck wrestler, like he's one of the biggest underdogs on the card, you could just bet on Cody Durden. Of course, he throws his little $10 bet on Cody Durden and it cashes. And I'm like, he's like, I never doubted him. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. So, Cody Durden lost to Josh Van, the champ, lost to Jose Ochoa, lost to Alan Nascimento, lost to 2 men in a barrel, and then beat Rafael Filo. Now he returns 2 months later to face Alessandro No Turbo Costa, who is lost to Steve Erceg, beat Kevin Bjorhaus, who's obviously amazing, lost to Alden Correa, got knocked out Stuart Nicoli, crazy within the liver shot, Stuart Nicoli, good fighter. Then he knocked out Matt Schnell 3 weeks ago. He's a minus 245 favorite, 5 years younger at a bantamweight, 3 inches shorter, same reach as Cody Durden. Who do you got in this first fight of the night on the Conor McGregor card? You got Cody Durden or you got Alessandro Turbo No Costa?
I got to go with Costa. I mean, I am a big fan of Cody Durden. I love everything that he does. I just think that Costa has all of the ability to keep it on the feet, has not enough ability to make Cody feel like he has to shoot for a takedown every 2 seconds. And it's a perfect matchup for him against Cody Durden. I know he's a minus 245, even coming on short notice. 3 weeks ago, he just fought. So how quickly did he go from party mode back into camp? That's a question, but I think he beats Cody Durden. Cody Durden does have a motor, though. He's a pretty good wrestler. He's able to surprise you. But in a lot of fights, he puts himself into positions where I just can't rationalize taking somebody with the IQ points that he has.
Yeah, I'm going to err on the side of youth here, on the side of durability here. I'm going to take Costa. It's not that I don't love Cody Durden. I do. But I'm going to take Costa. I don't think it's a bettable line. I think you're better off if you want to get it's the first fight of the night, a little dog or pass action on Durden, be more fun. He's prepared. Other guys taking the fight on short notice. And also, it's like Costa just knocked out Matt Schnell, two weeks ago, right? June 6th. So it's like, did he get right back into training or did he party for those 2 weeks and is now like, yeah, I could beat Cody Durden? Exactly the spot you don't want to be in. So actually, I'm going to take Cody Durden, but I will be picking. I do think Alex is kind of destined on this card. So I want to know which ones he's really confident with that have great lines, because I think my luck winning at UFC 250, winning at UFC, whatever the hell it was, after the Manel Cop headline card. I won 2 weeks in a row big, and then I lost last week. I think my luck is a little bit run dry. So I think Alex, having won on the main event last week, exactly, second round knockout, exactly his, prediction. I kind of think Alex is the luck has transferred to him a little bit. So I want to kind of tail Alex a little bit here on this card. So I'll be going with Cody Durden, but don't get used to it. Next, we got Ryan Gondra versus Zach Reese. Ryan Gondra, Contender Series guy, coming off a knockout win on the Contender Series 10 months ago, then fought Jose Medina, knocked him out too. Jose Medina, durable, but really built like 205 pounds of shit in a 185-pound bag. Not very athletic, not very fast, just good at taking a beating. And that even that well is run dry. He's getting finished now. He's getting knocked out now. But Gondra's going to sacrifice 3 inches of reach and 3 inches of height to Zach Reese. Don't know that it helps Reese all that much because he does fight with his hands down and his chin way up in the air. But he has at least got a lot more UFC experience, been in the UFC for a bit now, over 5 fights. And Gondra only 1 fight off the Contender Series against a much worse opponent than Zach Reese. So who do you got in this one, Alex?
I am not impressed by Zach Reese whatsoever. I know he had that close fight with Pereira, but Pereira, we kind of marked him a little too high, I believe. He has some decent wins, but he has some bad losses. Mr. Zach Reese, I don't know if I could ever go with the Zach Reese comfortably. This is more of a slight on Reese than it is a confidence in Gondra. But as you said, Medina is a guy who takes a lot of shots, doesn't necessarily get finished. I mean, you look at his career, the only time I think he's been knocked out apart from Gondra is Alteb Gutierrez, who, he's a one and done type of puncher. So I'm going to go with Gondra. I think that Zach Reese, he's got a long neck. His chin is weak. He could get knocked out. I'm not going to put all my eggs in this basket for sure. More of a fade on Zach Reese than it is on Gondra, because Gondra, I mean, you take a look at him at 185. He kind of looks a little flabby for 185, in my humble opinion. So I'm going to go with Gondra. I'm not putting the house on it by any stretch of the imagination. It's more of a fade on Reese than it is a kudos to Mr. Gondra.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Zach Reese here. I just think that his UFC experience, been in the UFC now since 2023, lost to Cody Brundage off the Contender Series, but kind of a freak, kind of weird loss there with that knockout slam. Happened right before Joe Solecki got knockout slammed 2 in a row. Very weird kind of night. But, he at least has faced just a much higher level of competition. And I think that having 7 fights in the UFC compared to 1 is going to pay dividends. He's got the height, he's got the reach. I think he might even also have the ability to kind of just make it a boring fight. I look at Zach Reese by decision here. I think that would be kind of the play. But I'm going to go with Zach Reese. But, not really loving too many of the early fights in the card. I like a lot of the fights at the top of the card, though.
This next fight, I feel like, is probably the most competitive fight.
This is a good one. This is a good one. So we got undefeated, ferocious Farid Basharat. You might think, I thought he lost. No, that was his brother. His brother has lost. His brother has had some pretty bad losses too.
Back too.
And this guy came off the Contender Series on the decision win. He beat Damon Blackshear by decision, beat Klidson Rodriguez in round 1 submission, then went on to beat Taylor Lopoulos, Victor Hugo, Chris Gutierrez, John Masamuto by split decision. Definitely a decisionator, definitely a submissionator. Submissions don't even really happen. So, for me, this is an easy one, and I'm going with the Professor Finesser, Ethan Ewing. He ain't going to get taken down. He's going to have the better striking. He's going to box this guy up. He's going to be moving too much for this guy to take him down, track him down, find him. It's not like Basharat's towering over him with some incredible, amazing, physical advantages. I think Zach Ewing is just a ball of muscle, and he's going to fucking Ethan Ewing, he's going to just do what he does, put hands on him, make him quit, make him pay, and give me Zach Ewing. I'm taking Zach Ewing. I think he's shown no known weaknesses. He's like the next Demetrius Johnson in there. Ethan Ewing for me, slight favorite, but I like it all day. I think the line will actually, it's like, he's fighting an undefeated guy and he's the favorite. Like, tells you something right there. But I just also love the way Ethan Ewing moves. Great eyes, great speed, great boxing. Just phenomenal fighter. And he's taking on a submission guy. This guy's not going to take him down. He's not going to be able to track him down.
Yeah. So you're going with Ewing?
Ewing all day.
Okay. For me, though, I'm going with Basharat on this one. I just think we haven't really tested that point of Ethan Ewing's game. Sure, maybe Esteban went for a few takedowns here and there, but I don't think he's like a true wrestler like a Farid Basharat. I'm high on these Basharat boys. I think that they're both really good. I mean, he beat Chris Gutierrez, who was at one point top 10 in the division. We'll see. I mean, they were supposed to. Oh, dude, it just got canceled.
It just got canceled?
Yeah, it says canceled about. If you look at, yep, just got canceled.
Just got canceled in the time we were
Ethan
talking about
Ewing
this. That's
injury.
crazy.
Ethan Ewing injury.
Well, good to know. All right, so let's not.
Yeah,
talk about
probably
that
the best.
anymore.
I thought this would be
Damian
one of the
King-
more competitive fights on the card, just based on Ewing's power, Ewing's striking. You never know how the judges are going to take that, and I thought that Farid Basharat, Farid, he would be able to kind of control where the fight took place. But I'm actually happy that was taken off the card, because that's one.
Damian
Pinas,
Pinas, the Baba Yaga. Damian Pinas, the Baba Yaga versus Cesar Almeida. Cesar Almeida, one of those guys, this kickboxer guy. I think he fought Alex Pereira or something like that back in the day, but he's 7-2. I thought he kind of lost the Ihor Pateria fight, or at least I thought that he should have gotten a point taken away during that fight, which would have made it a draw or possibly him losing. Not really impressed with Cesar Almeida, looking for a reason to fade him. He's 38 years old. He's only a plus 160 underdog. Give me the Aruban Damian Pinas at 24 years old, 14 years younger. I've been to Aruba this year. Aruba's a great place. He knocked out my boy Wes Schultz, who I love so very, very much. Knocked out this Victor Costa, get himself into the UFC. Big knockout artist, going to be able to survive on the feet and put hands on Almeida. Almeida's got that kickboxing style. We've seen this movie before, Rosenstrike versus Ngannou, right? Where it's like, yeah, this guy, he's more technical kickboxer. He's got all these kickboxing fights. Different game, different ball game when you have all this to worry about, and when you have to actually focus a lot of your training and attention on not shoring up the MMA holes you have. Your kickboxing takes a little bit of a backseat. Plus, he's 38. I think minus 190 on Pinas is generous. I think he smokes him. I think he knocks him the fuck out. So give me Pinas by knockout.
You're crazy. You're absolutely insane. I'm going with Almeida on this one. Way better striker.
I haven't agreed yet. I haven't agreed on one fight yet.
I know. You said you were going with me. You said you were going to tell me. You think the luck's on my side, but
I'm going to tell you on the ones that I agree with you on. I think this.
Damian Pinas, he's never really been tested. All of his victories are in the first or second round by knockout. Almeida is a former Glory world champion kickboxer, so I don't necessarily think Pinas is going to give him anything that he hasn't already experienced, especially fighting somebody with a similar style who gets shit done really early in the fight in Abdul Razak Al-Hassan. I feel like this is a match made in heaven for Cesar Almeida. He's a guy who's fought against Alex Pereira. I think he actually beat Alex. Yeah, he's beaten Alex Pereira in kickboxing. Lost to him too. He's 1-2 against him in kickboxing. He's one of these converts that saw what Alex Pereira was doing and was like, yeah, fuck it. Let me throw my hat in the ring. He's got 5 UFC fights.
But did he move to Connecticut, train under a former UFC light heavyweight champion in Glover Teixeira? Did he do all the steps that Alex Pereira has done? No, he's 9-2. He's kind of not really in it as much as Pereira. And where's Pereira at now? Pereira said he's too scared to fight with guys like Herb Dean in there.
Yeah, and Herb Dean had a few mistakes this week too. So
what was he saying to Teixeira in the corner after the hair pulling incident? I saw them talking, but I didn't have the volume on. What was he saying to him?
Whom?
Herb Dean, after round 1, when Teixeira was pulling his hair, he was like addressing it in the corner before round 2 started. He was like talking to him through a translator.
Herb Dean doesn't know his ass from his elbow. He thinks that the clocks are on the ceiling. So, and John McCarthy said that, not me. So, Yeah, I'm going with Cesar Almeida. I think he's just a way more polished striker. Pinas only has striking. Pinas hasn't seen past the second round in his entire career. And that's pretty much plain and simple. I mean, his only loss is by a legal kick, though. Shout out to Anderson Silva. Crazy lore right there. An illegal kick is your only loss. But, yeah, I mean, he hasn't fought the top of the top. He fought Wes Schultz, my sweet little honey pie Wes Schultz. But, yeah, this guy has world-class experience, been a kickboxer for a long time. Pinas is going to try to keep it on the feet as much as he can. And so is Almeida. And Almeida is a much more crisp, a much more fluid boxer, kickboxer as well. I think he wins this. Sure, could it be like Francis Ngannou versus Rosenstruck, where Rosenstruck kind of pieces him up for a while and then gets knocked the fuck out? Could be. But I just don't see that happening. This guy hasn't even been past the second round ever in his career. I think that if Almeida takes him to deep waters, if it even makes it that far, he knocks him out in the third round, finishes him.
All right. Tracy Cortez versus Kong Wang. I think Kong Wang sweeps her easily. However, here's the thing. Tracy Cortez hanging out with Neon, streamer girl. Ortega says she's crazy. But here's how Tracy can win. Intimidation. Kong Wang from China, used to a certain level of like social.
No, she isn't. She fucking paints her face like the Joker, throws a card in the air, acts like she catches it. And
that's Chinese cosplay. That's Chinese cosplay. I'm saying that she's used to a certain level of politeness and respect in her culture, right? If Cortez comes out there and goes full,
ratchet,
full LA on her ass, she could be like, whoa, what's going on here? I've never encountered this before. Like, this is a little crazy. But I just think Tracy, no matter what, just doesn't really have it in her anymore, So I'm going Kong Wang Kong, but not a fight I want to watch or bet on. Not a fight I care about. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet.
Wrong. Wrong, very wrong for the Kong Wang.
I need Tracy not at Pick'em here. I need Tracy at plus 400 for me to be like, Tracy's not getting the respect she deserves. She beat Jasmine Judavicius. She went to decision with Rose, but in her last fight, she quit with Erin Blanchfield. Erin Blanchfield, who is the fighting pride of New Jersey, who is a star. I just don't see Tracy Cortez really being able to hang
Kong
with
Wang
anybody.
got finished by Gabriela Fernanda, who got finished by fucking Casey O'Neely. And I know MMA math doesn't work, and I'm not using it. I'm just saying that this lady is also a lot like the guy that I said was a hammer and not a nail earlier or last week in Rafael Fiziev versus Miguel Torres. She's never faced a wrestler. She's faced Eduardo Mora, sure. And what you think Eduardo Mora knows how to fucking do a double leg? Ariane Lipinski, she's a fucking Thai boxer. Bruna Brazil. These bitches don't know how to do takedowns. Bruna Brazil is the black eye of the fighting nerds. Okay? They stink. Tracy Cortez is going to take Kong Wang down, and she's going to finish Kong Wang via submission. Okay? It's plain and simple. Kong Wang is getting submitted round 2. Book it.
So if you look at the career of next up, we got Kai Kamaka III versus Luke Riley. All my Liverpoolians got that heat. I feel like Luke Riley. Luke. This guy got bounced out of the UFC after losing to Jonathan Pierce. Lost to TJ Brown. Went to a draw against Danny Chavez. Spent some time in Bellator. Spent some time in PFL. Had some better fights. A good career. Ended up getting brought back into the UFC to fight Dakota Hope. Dakota Hope,
was hopeless.
It was his debut in the UFC. He ain't fought nobody before he got to the UFC. And Kai Kamaka had a real heroic story getting back. Super Bowl hangover, that was his big Super Bowl. He's a decisionator, Kai Kamaka. He ain't going to win a no decision against Luke Riley. Luke Riley's throwing that heat. He's minus 315 favorite, but I think that Luke Riley is legit, and he's going to smoke Kai Kamaka Jr.
And Luke, what do Scousers not get?
Knocked out, but they don't not get decisioned. And Kai Kamaka, the fighting Hawaiian, is a decisionator, and he is Hawaiian, Polynesian. He's got a Sakalua tattoo. it's hard to knock him out, right? I mean, how many knockout losses? He's got 7 losses. How many of them are by knockout?
It's definitely hard to crack.
He's been knocked out twice, so
it's definitely hard to crack a Hawaiian coconut. That is for sure. But
honestly, both of his knockout losses, one was by an arm injury he had, and the other one was by ground and pound. So it's very hard for. I feel like,
I don't think Luke Riley needs to finish on the feet. I think Luke Riley has a slick ground game that we haven't even necessarily seen yet. I think he's a lot like Damian, the guy from.
Oh yeah, no submission wins. Luke Riley.
But nonetheless, he's got a slick ground game that you guys haven't even seen yet, and that's exactly what I mean, Luke. We haven't seen that aspect of his game. He's training with Patty the Batty. You don't think he knows how to throw a flying triangle? You don't think he knows how to fucking do a head and arm? You don't think he knows how to do any of these? He does. He does. He doesn't need to use it. I think he's like the dude from fucking Sugar Sean's gym, Damien, Tommy the Gun, where it's like, I'm a backcountry banger, bro. I'm gonna bang. Let me bang, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Luke Riley for sure. I think Luke Riley wins. I think Luke Riley wins emphatically. Kai Kamaka, old as hell. 31.
He's not always 31.
Yeah, that's old, bro. That's old.
Just had a long career, I mean, he's got 7 losses.
Yeah, but that kind of takes us into the main event right there, where it's like, what's better, Rest versus Rust? A guy absorbing so many strikes to his head that he has the most significant strikes to him in UFC history, or is it a guy who is kind of unblemished, doesn't have as much experience, has never lost, and is coming in there? Yeah, I think Guy Kamaka could put up a good fight. Like you said, Hawaiian coconuts are hard to crack. They're certainly hard to crack. I think Luke Riley wins this. I think Luke Riley puts an exclamation mark on this one. I think he finishes Kai Kamaka. I think he finishes Kai Kamaka by knockout. Although those Hawaiian coconuts are hard to crack, I think Luke Riley's got it. I mean, we've got 2 of the best chins in MMA, right? We've got the Scouser, we've got the Hawaiian. Hawaiians and Scousers, they don't get knocked out.
And I think it's worth a look at what Luke Riley by submission says, because he might just piece him up on the feet, but then just dump him and get a takedown and end up using some of that ground game you're talking about, getting his first ever submission win.
Yeah.
Luke Riley, emphatically. Next, we got Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. Now, I'm a little bit confused. Here's the thing, right? I love fading an old guy, but Yanez is 32. Cody's 35. I mean, Cody has only had 22 fights. Granted, 7 of them he's lost, but ultimately, it's like, well, the problem I have with Cody Garbrandt is he's a crybaby, right? He's a big-time crybaby. He's always out here just
he's got no love, but a ton of emotions.
He's got all the love. He's got all the emotions. He's crying about, nagging injuries. He's like his neck, his shoulder, his back. It's just always crying. Yanez, I just feel like is a little bit fresher. I don't know what Cody's path to victory would be. It's like he fought well against Long Zhao, but really he lost that fight. It just was that nut kick that won him that fight. Lost every round of that fight. So I'm going with Yanez here, but I don't love the line. It's not a bettable line. I don't think he finishes Cody Garbrandt. I think Yanez is a bit of a impotent kind of guy at this point. He got knocked out by Rob Font, knocked out by Martinez with light kicks. Fought Daniel Marcos to a split decision. Majority fucking draw with Ricky Simon. Only win is against Vinicius Salvador, a guy with 6 losses on his record at that point. So it's like, yeah, I'm going with Yanez, but not a bettable line. And couldn't tell you how he beats Cody. I mean, probably by decision. But could he knock Cody out? Maybe that's where the value is, because Yanez has some decent hands, but he's just very impotent. He's very impotent. So give me Yanez, but not a bettable fight for me.
He's got a Diaz style with not a Diaz heartiness in terms of withstanding damage. I think Adrian Yanez has a lot of crisp boxing, but I think Cody Garbrandt wins this one. I'm gonna go out there and say it. I mean, I know it's a huge line here, and that might be what's drawing me away from Yanez. I don't think Yanez should be a minus 410 favorite to really anybody. After what we've seen from him, and sure, Long Zhao with the nut kicks, but dude, when you won round 1, right, and somebody gets 2 points taken away in the fucking second round, what else are you gonna do? You know what I mean? You're gonna run away. You're gonna sandbag. You're gonna go for time. So I don't fucking hate that he pulled a Chelsea Chandler in the entire third round and ran away for the entire bout. I think that's gamesmanship. I think that's smart. I think that's inside baseball right there. You're not going to fucking take any risks when you don't need to. You've already won. You won the first round. So I'm going with Cody Garbrandt. I think that he's the more dynamic striker, can mix up his game a little bit better, where Adrian Yanez is just like a stiff 1-2 followed by a 3 sometimes that has put guys away, but nobody on the caliber of the head movement and the movement in general of a Cody Garbrandt. Like Cody Garbrandt mimicked Dominic Cruz's style all the way to a title against Dominic Cruz, put on a masterclass against him. Sure, we haven't really seen that since, but I think a fight with Adrian Yanez kind of sets him up for a big win in a big spot that will catapult him into getting knocked out in his next fight. That's what I believe.
I think Cody Garbrandt is akin to Michael Chandler. He's had big moments in his career, but ultimately lacks a lot of the fundamentals that people think he has. He doesn't have very good fundamentals, leaves himself open, gasses himself out, doesn't use his wrestling that he kind of does have, but doesn't really have anymore. Cody Garbrandt's going to get smoked in this fight, but yeah, it's all good. Justin says, don't forget mushrooms.
By the way, guys, for those who are paying attention, Lucas said he was riding me. Pause. This card. We disagree on 5 fights and have agreed on 1 through 6. So you better start making right with me throughout the rest of the card, or he's going to be losing a lot of money. I'm due. Huh?
He's due. You're due. You're due. But you might be due in the prelims. You might be due on the main card. We'll see.
I hope so, because that's where I put the big money. Main card.
So next we got Gabe Stevenson versus, and it's Stevenson, by the way. It's Stevenson. Everybody from Joe Rogan to fucking Dana White is calling him Stevenson. It's Gabe Stevenson. Gabe Stevenson versus Elisha Ellison. This is a serve up job. It's a snack. They're serving up snack panther to Gabe
for
Stevenson.
A guy named Penis because I'm not gay. If
he's
his name is vagina or something, cool.
He's a minus 3,300 huge favorite. Similar to Bo Nickel, his path into the UFC is 3-0. Yet all of a sudden, everybody wants to act like they got the inside scoop on Gable Stevenson. It just makes your mouth say it, But no, Elisha Ellison is coming off a knockout loss to Brando Parashik. Who
are you sure that's not Michael Venom Page? Are we 100% sure that's not? Michael
By the way,
Venom
I love your PP, your P hat and your P shirt. You're repping the perfect parlay very well today.
Thank you.
Any particular reason you're PP'd out today? The Phillies doing something.
So here's what happened. I wear polos for work when I have client calls, right? And then I was playing Baldur's Gate with my headset on, so I had a horrendous headset dent in the center of my head. So I needed
moments before the podcast, my daughter said she wants to style my hair, and it was a mess, so I had to throw the hat on as well. But anyway, Gabe Stevenson versus Elisha Ellison. I think whatever, Gabe Stevenson KO round 1. That's what it is. He's fighting an undersized heavyweight. He himself is a 249 in his last weigh-in. So it's he's not pushing the limit at 265, no weight cut, moves a little bit better than most heavyweights. He's going to come in there. He's training with John Jones. He's going to KO Elisha Ellison in round 1. But is it, if you need to have a bet on Gabe Stevenson, you take him KO round 1. I'm hoping that ends up being plus 100, but it'll probably be minus fucking 200, right? At these odds, minus 330. Has there ever been a bigger favorite?
3,300, not even 330. Yeah, I mean, you got to go with Gabe on this one. This is the bingo card. Yes, easiest pick of the fight. But you don't know, because even in his last bout where he did get a first round finish, he got fucking smacked with a head kick.
Yeah.
Bad.
So, I mean, AI is saying that Jacoby Smith closed as a minus 2,500 favorite against Nico Price at UFC 317. Jacoby Smith. Who the
Rightfully
fuck
so.
is that guy? Who the fuck? Bo Nickel
He's also
has
a
been,
college
you know,
wrestler from
Bo-
OSU.
Bo-
Jacoby Smith is one of the best prospects in the sport right now. But yeah,
Bo Nickel minus 220 against Val Woodburn. Isaac Dolgarian minus 2,400 against Brandon Marriott. So this is the biggest favorite in UFC history, Gabe Stevenson.
shout out to the Midwest Choppa.
And Gabe Stevenson, don't get it twisted. He's down to sit on John Jones's lap and listen to John Jones say, "Go out there and just get the minutes in. Go out there and just dominate him from bell to bell and win a decision, my brother. Like that's what you need to do." And whatever the odds are on Gabe by decision, I mean, it might be worth a look because he is the type of weirdo to like write his own story about what a success is and not just chin this guy in round one.
I think John Jones,
now, if I'm John Jones,
Gable with the same statute that Gable had the law changed to be able to continue to wrestle, and getting him wasted and having him say yes while he's wasted.
He's kissing him, he's hugging him.
To things that
he's kissing him, he's hugging him. And he's doing the Spartan level training where like you have to like take in another warrior to become a great warrior. I don't know, but all I know is I think he chins him in round one. I think he knocks him out in round one. And I think that John says, finish this one in round one because it's a Conor McGregor card. Everyone's going to see you. And then next time we fight, we do the Bo Nickel, Paul Craig thing where we take it all the way to decision and get those minutes in, you know?
But there's huge
it's his debut. He's going to come in with a bang, come in with a splash.
There's a huge difference between Bo Nickel and Gable Stevenson. And I will be the first to say it. The athleticism, right? Like, there are guys who wrestle and all they can do is wrestle. They can't shoot a basketball. They can't play football. They can't throw a baseball. They can't do anything else. They wrestle because it's the only option and they're the best at it, which is fine. Completely fine. It's good to be a master of one rather than a jack of all trades. But Gable Stevenson is a guy, he had a cup of coffee with the Buffalo Bills. Not the first guy to do that. Super athletic, does backflips after he wins bouts in wrestling. And sure, he lost to Wyatt Hendrickson, American hero, American badass. And if the UFC doesn't have Wyatt Hendrickson in the crowd for this bout, they're mental. But Wyatt, I think, just made the world team, so he's probably a little bit tied up. I'm going with Gable, obviously. I mean, he's a minus 3,300 favorite. You'd be silly not to. I mean, you'd also be silly not to put a little cheddar on the Snack Panther because you never know what happens in there. It's 3-ounce gloves, ladies and gentlemen, at the heavyweight division. He could get sparked in the first second.
It would be great to see, but no, it's not going to happen. It's not even worth it.
It's not going to happen, but you got to at least, with a line like that, Luke, you play
not
it.
Not even worth a sprinkle. No, it's not even worth a sprinkle.
You play it. You throw $10 on that. That's $130 at the end of the night. If your free bingo card of Gable Stevenson first round sub or Gable Steven first round, knockout doesn't pan out.
First round knockout. It's only first round. All right. Well, let's move on.
I'm going with Gable.
We got Rob.
You guys think Josh Hockett moves well? You guys think Cyril Gahn moves well? Wait till you fucking see Gable Stevenson fucking run around. None of those two dudes are doing backflips. Sure, Cyril Gahn can dunk a basketball and we all clap. Bro, you're 6'4". Yeah, dunk a basketball. Like, you should be able to dunk a basketball at 6'4".
Next, we got Rob. Rob Whittaker
taller than me, and I can almost dunk a basketball.
Nikita Krylov, the minor, taking on Robert the Reaper Whittaker. What's interesting about this one, Rob hasn't fought in a year since he lost that split decision to.
I thought Pat Perry was the only one who goes against the minors.
He's trying to keep. He goes with the minors apparently, but no. We got allegedly and joking and all jokes and everything of that nature. As we always say, but the reality is that the Reaper, Rob Whittaker, hasn't fought in a year since he lost that split decision to Renier de Ritter, a fight he definitely lost. and he thought he won. Before that, got his jaw broken by Hamzat Chimaev. And, last biggest win 2 years ago was against Ikram Askarov. He knocked him out, short notice, came in, got it done. Here's my thing. I'm going with the minor here. He's only a plus 175 underdog. He should be a plus 300 underdog against Robert Whittaker with the accolades that Robert Whittaker has. But the line is close for a reason. And the reason is, how does Rob Whittaker win this fight? How? How does he win? Krylov has no self-preservation instincts. Krylov, he got KO'd back-to-back, Reyes and Bogdan Guskov. But both those guys hit like trucks. Rob Whittaker is more of a, karate style. He's not going to power jab Krylov to a win here. I think Krylov plays the bongos with Whittaker's head. I think that he comes in at an unorthodox angle. I think Rob Whittaker has reconstructive surgery on his jaw. He can't take one of Krylov's punches, let alone three. And I think Krylov eventually puts chin to leather and connects with something that just makes Rob Whittaker go down and go down hard. Now, even as I'm saying this, it sounds so stupid and so silly. But ultimately, I'm never betting Robert Whittaker again. He's 35 years old. He's got reconstructive surgery on his jaw less than 2 years ago.
Classes, though, Luke, he's not staying at that 170, 185. What you need to consider is what happened last time Rob Whittaker jumped up a weight, right? He jumped up weight after getting knocked out by Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and then went on a 9-10 fight win streak to win the title and then beat Yoel Romero twice. That's a guy who has faced big, hearty guys who can barely even make the weight. Yoel Romero missed weight for title shots in the past. I think Robert Whittaker goes out there, pieces Nikita Krylov up. Nikita Krylov fights like he is a fucking mongoloid out there. He doesn't know what he's doing. I love Nikita Krylov, but I think he got shell-shocked from the war in the Ukraine or something, because ever since he came back, he's not the same guy. He gets pieced up. He has no defense. You would think he's fighting at fucking the Boston Cartel or whatever the hell it's called. It's not a good matchup for him. Robert Whittaker, sure, he's going to be scratching the back of his calf the whole time with his back foot. I don't even know how he fucking stays balanced in that, by the way. When you have such a long and rangy fucking leg stance that you can lift up the one that you're putting the most weight on to scratch the back of your fucking calf. That's insane to begin with. Robert Whittaker wins this fight. Luke, you're crazy. Nikita Krylov has he is a Brendan Allen level IQ in the cage. Okay, he has all of the intangibles, tangibles that it takes to beat a lot of the guys that he loses against. And sure, he might have that against Robert Whittaker, but Robert Whittaker's striking acumen against a guy who's not going to take him down, Robert Whittaker is going to cruise his way to a 3-round victory and maybe even get a finish. I think Robert Whittaker easily wins this fight. Robert Whittaker.
I disagree, and I think that Krylov could put his forehead into Robert Whittaker's chin and cause damage. Robert Whittaker had reconstructive surgery on his jaw less than 2 years ago.
That's fucking illegal.
He's gonna face a guy here who's taller, bigger, longer, hard, and honestly heartier. Even this guy gets knocked out too. He doesn't get knocked out by no shrimp, fucking middleweight coming up from welterweight, now coming up to light heavyweight. Whittaker is not going to put in the road work. It's very hard to move up and know when your style is based on timing and movement and stuff like that, like Whittaker's is. To add all that weight, he's going to look like Pereira in there. He's going to be bad. So give me Krylov. Next, we got King Green versus Terrence McKinney. Very straightforward to me.
YN versus OG.
Saying a lot because
YN versus
OG. Hey, Unc. It's a new generation, Unc. 8 years younger Terrence McKinney. He's not going to he's going to break Bobby Green's amazing and an impressive win streak, winning even a month and 2 weeks ago against Jeremy Stevens, knocking out Daniel Zalubra in the third round of a fight he was already winning by decision, sending Lance Gibson back to the fucking regionals. Yes, he got knocked out by Rufy. Yes, he got strangled by Paddy the Baddy. But ultimately, this fight should not be as close as it is. Holy shit. Minus 155 for T-Rex. I think T-Rex does what he's done before, which is what he's done to Vladislav Borshev, what he's done to a lot of guys. I think he just picks Bobby Green's little ass up, takes him down and strangles him. I think he submits Bobby Green. He's got 9 wins by submission and 9 wins by knockout. His 8 losses are all by finish as well, but Bobby Green is not going to early finish Terrence McKinney. This is not one of those situations. I think T-Rex has all the ability to go in there and choke out Bobby Green very quickly. He choked out Faraz Ziam in the first round. He choked out Eric Gonzalez in the first round. He choked out Vladislav Borshev in the first round. I think he chokes Bobby Green out in the first round. Give me Terrence McKinney by first round submission. If not knockout, but T-Rex round 1 is how I'm playing this.
Luke.
It's going to
be bad for you, my homie. It's going to be bad for you, my homie. This card is going to be bad for you, my homie. Okay? It's going to be bad.
No way.
I'm just saying.
No shot.
Terrence McKinney hasn't been past the second round. Last time he was in the second round, he was finished 2023. Do you know the time before that he was past the first round, Luke? Flying knee knockout by Sean Woodson in 2019. Sure, Sean Woodson looks like a anamorph from fucking Alien. And then before that, the only time he's ever won after round 2, ever in his entire career, was his 4th fight on the regional scene, and he won by heel hook. Okay? Bobby Green is far too elusive to get caught by Terrence McKinney. I'm being straight with Young. Bobby Green's going to win this fight. He's going to shock a lot of people. I'm surprised that the line's this close. I would have preferred it to be more heavily on Terrence McKinney, but I think public bias based on everything that we've seen from Terrence McKinney, we don't love it. So I'm going with Bobby Green. King Bobby Green. And I think he wins this second round finish or third round finish or decision. He needs to make it through 3 minutes.
Next.
3 good minutes, and he wins this fight.
We got Brandon Raw Dog Royval versus Loner Kavanaugh. Loner Kavanaugh is going to have 5 inches of height disadvantage to Raw Dog, but he will only sacrifice an inch of reach. To me, Brandon Royval, 9 losses. He has lost to Josh Van. He got knocked out by Manel Kape 6 months ago. He had some great wins, both by split decision, Tatsuya Taira and Brandon Moreno. This ain't going to be no split decision. I think Kavanaugh goes out there and finishes Raw Dog. I think Raw Dog plays with his hands down, way too spindly, not enough defense. Kavanaugh being the shorter, more powerful guy, he's going to come in, he's going to Mike Tyson him, he's going to close the distance and shin Brandon Raw Dog Royval. I think Leonard Kavanaugh finishes Royval. Sure, he got finished by Charles Johnson 10 months ago. Happens to the best of us. But ultimately bounced back with a decision win against Brandon Moreno, something that also Raw Dog has done. But no, I don't see it that way. I see Kavanaugh going in there and close. There is really no distance to close. He's got an inch of reach disadvantage, but it's much harder to kind of punch down because you're punching down. You're leaving your chin up in the air. You're punching up. What are you doing? You're covering. You got those shoulders, those biceps covering your chin. He's gonna wade in. He's gonna chin Raw Dog and knock him out. He's gonna catch him. He's gonna track him down. He's gonna find him. Give me Kavanaugh by fucking knockout.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think that his last fight against Brandon Moreno was telling. He's amazing. Sure, Brandon Royval in his time in the UFC, he's only lost to people who are champs or were champs. Aside from Manel Kape, who's probably next in line for the title shot. Josh Van, Pantoja, Moreno. Those are his only losses in the UFC. Great resume, but you're going into the deep waters here of your career. You're 33, 10 months old when this fight takes place. You're getting close to that 35-year metric, and I think that even for 125, it's probably younger than the stat that you see at 170. I'm going with Loner Kavanaugh. I
Yeah.
think Loner Kavanaugh stiffs him. I mean, guys, he took that fight against Brandon Moreno on short notice, took it to Brandon Moreno the whole time. Brandon Moreno, sure, he lost a split decision to Brandon Royval. MMA math doesn't work, but he also lost to Brandon Moreno too. First round finish by that, his arm popping out of his socket. What do I always say about guys who arms pop out of the socket? When it happens once, it can happen again. It happens more easier every single time that it happens. It's a higher probability that it happens again during a fight. Give me Loner Kavanaugh by finish. Brandon Royval, he's had some great moments, and I love the Roll Dog, but I think he gets finished in this fight, and I hate to say it because this is a true fight camp for Loner. Loner's not coming in there on short notice. I think that if he had a full camp for Brandon Moreno, he finishes him. So give me Loner Kavanaugh. Give me Loner Kavanaugh by finish. I think that is a solid pick on this main card.
And you know what it is? It's Royval, you know, his big kind of thing was like him and Alexander Hernandez were kind of on this like little bit of a campy little like streak together for a little while Royval was surging towards that title shot. Royval lost. Hernandez has had some really pathetic performances since then, and I think that the whole camp is kind of falling apart at this point. And I'm definitely – I have a parlay, Lonnie Kavanaugh, and two of the fights going forward here, which we'll get to. But Kavanaugh is the first leg of that parlay. Next, we got
what happened to that Portugal guy? Heavyweight who when he won he was like big splash bosh. He acted like he couldn't speak English and then just hit us with like the hardest English accent of all time. Portuguese heavyweight Mario Pinto. Man, I wish you
gotta be Pinto. Yeah, Mario Pinto. Yep, 12-0, 28 years old, 12-0 heavyweight. Yeah, when's his next fight?
I would love to take him again. He's so good. He didn't impress in his first UFC fight, but after that, he kind of like put us on notice.
Yeah, so he's 3-0 in the UFC. His last fight, was in March, and nothing booked. So beat Austin Lane.
We got to get him on a card.
Beat Felipe Franco. We got to get him scheduled.
Call a punter.
If I call Hunter, it's going to be to tell him no more lady fights on the card. And this fight's got 13 bouts. I'd like to see it 10. I'd like to see 10 max.
Which, guys, I mean, I think the UFC is trending this direction. I would not be surprised if the UFC segregated.
There's one female fight on this card.
I wouldn't be surprised if the UFC starts segregating the ladies, which I would be very happy about.
I would be so happy about that. There's one fight tucked in the early prelims.
Hey, Ariel, if you care so much about the ladies' fights, watch them on Invicta.
Yeah, or just like let's give them their shine. Let's have them all on the same card.
No. Myra Bueno Silva. I gotta watch
all
Myra
the Irish
Bueno
people.
Silva.
Look at all the Irish people pretending they give a shit that what's her name's fighting at Croke Park. Like, wow, like you guys are so honorable, Ireland. I can see why your country is completely deteriorating to nothing. That you're selling out Croke Park to watch Katie Taylor fight who knows who.
And on top
after that embarrassing performance she had against Amanda Serrano, which everybody thought she lost.
And on top of that, the Irish people are going against our boy.
Yeah, they're despicable. They're just. How much bad did John Jones do? Did we ever turn our backs on him? Ever? No. We wanted him on the White House card more than anything. John Jones is still doing bad all by himself, Tyler Perry, and he's Medeaing out. I can do bad all by myself, Tyler Perry, and he still is lauded. You know what I mean? Because you know what? Separate the art from the artist.
Exactly.
John Jones is our artist. So anyway, next fight, Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Batista. One of the trickiest fights to predict, in my opinion. Mario Batista is kind of the bane of everybody's.
You want me to go first for this one so you can get the
I would. Let me just set it up here. He beat Ricky Simone by decision. He beat Jose Aldo by split decision. He beat Patchy Mix by decision. He lost to Umar Nurmagomedov by decision. He beat Vinicius Oliveira by submission 4 months ago. But, Mario Batista, bit of a decisionator, 7 wins by decision, 7 wins by submission, 3 wins by knockout. He really is he beat Trevin 5-Star Jones in 2021. That was his last finish win besides Vinicius Oliveira. Other than that, he beat Corey Sandhagen.
He lost to Trevin.
Oh, sorry. He lost. He got knocked out. His last finish win. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at this wrong. Sorry. He choked out Guido Canetti. Who cares? Armbarred Benito Lopez. Who cares? Rear naked choked Brian Kelleher. Who cares? None of these guys are in the UFC anymore.
No one knows who you are, B.
Last good win
Miles
was
John by flying knee to ground and pound, though.
In 2020. Great win. That was his last good win, really. If you think about it, it was his last good win. He got armbarred by Corey Sandhagen the first time they fought. This is a rematch. This is before we started the podcast. So how I forgot about this, I'll never know. But yeah, he did lose first round armbar to Corey Sandhagen. Corey was 26. He was 25. It wasn't like Corey caught him when he was young, right? The opening line.
Short notice.
Short notice. Corey Sandhagen was a minus
Lineker.
570 favorite.
He was supposed to fight John Lineker at that time.
Yeah. Corey was a minus 570 favorite the first time they fought. Now they rematch. Corey 34, Mario 33. And this time Corey's only a minus 145 slight favorite. He's going to still have that inch of reach. He's going to still have 3 inches of height. How does Mario Batista beat Corey Sandhagen? He ain't going to get the jump on him in the jiu-jitsu department. I don't think he's going to get the jump on him in the striking department. And I don't think he's going to hold him up against the cage. We saw how Corey did against Umar. Defended the takedowns brilliantly. Probably just kind of like McGregor versus Khabib. Put too much stock in the training camp of working the defense and did great on the defense, but wasn't able to get the offense going, right? So at one point I kind of saw this as I don't know, maybe Corey's washed. But it's sure, Corey hasn't fought in 8 months. He lost to Marab, lost to Umar. But that's about it, guys. I mean, recently at least, right? Never been finished except one submission loss to Aljamain Sterling. Quick, up jumped the devil, spooked him, got a little bit, and it's been all different since then. It's never been finished again since then. A lot of people think he beat TJ Dillashaw. Fought Peter Yan, really close fight. A lot of people think he did really well against Umar Nurmagomedov. I think Corey by decision is kind of the play here. I think Corey wins by decision. But you can't forget what he did to Frankie Edgar. I want killer instinct Corey out here. Corey's never been more cerebral.
I asked you if you wanted me to go first to get the right pick.
Oh, sorry. But I'm going to take Corey.
And
at the end of the day, I do think Mario Batista is on steroids. I will say that. And I know Corey's not. So Batista looks like he's gotten on a cycle.
Pick in the other direction.
It kind of should. But, at the end of the day, I don't want to bet this one. I kind of want to enjoy this one. I want to win my money before this card. And I want to have a little bit of ammo on the next fight. But at the end of the day, I'm going to take Corey. I'm going to support Corey. The Mongoose rides again. Mongoose bikes with double pegs, front and back. All the boys going to Heritages. Let's go.
I'm going with Mario Batista. Luke said he's a decisionator. Corey has struggled against wrestlers. You know who else struggles against wrestlers? Mario Batista. You know what Corey's not going to do? Wrestle him. Sure. Everybody came down on Batista for slightly edging that fight against Jose Aldo, who I thought Jose Aldo won that fight. That's besides the point. Mario Batista showing us all the right things. Corey Sandhagen's taking pictures of his balls on OnlyFans. Okay? So we're going with Batista here. We're going with Batista. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it emphatically. I think Batista wins this fight. He negates everything Corey does. He holds Corey up against the cage. Corey is too spindly to fight a guy like Batista. Batista is going to have the edge. He's going to be able to press him up against the cage, make it boring, and win by decision. So we both think this is going to decision. I think Mario Batista, if one person's going to win by decision, I think it's Batista. I think Batista hits him with the Batista bomb and gets it done. Sure, Corey finished him the first time they fought. That was the first fight he ever had in the UFC. It was on short notice. And Batista has evolved levels since then. Sure, Corey has gotten better too, but I don't think it's been as substantial as the improvement that Batista made on his game. I'm going with Mario Batista. Luke, let me take this next one away because I'm about to piss my pants. Paddy the Baddy versus Benoit Saint Denis. Benoit Saint Denis is a guy who has never, ever won a fight that has gone the distance. He hasn't gone the distance, in fact, in the UFC. No, he did. Yeah, Zaleski Dos Anjos, when he was absolutely getting battered against the cage. Right? Luke, you remember that one, right?
Yeah. Where people were like crying and they pulled the ref and told him that he couldn't ref anymore because he didn't stop the fight, even though Saint Denis never hit the deck, never fell down.
Yeah, exactly. Paddy the Baddy wins this fight. Paddy the Baddy wins by submission. Paddy the Baddy wins in the second round. Oh, this is 3-5s. Oh yeah, obviously. He wins in the second round, submission. Paddy the Baddy all day. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I mean, I want Alex to hear my breakdown of this one. So it's a little bit annoying. What do you guys think in the chat about Sandhagen versus Batista here? Alex kind of was convincing me a little bit there. It's like almost like I have red alarms going off in my head about picking Sandhagen. It's like like almost like Sandhagen is kind of like this isn't. Bautista's going to be super motivated for this one. He's lost to this guy before, needs to show his improvement, needs to get the win here, needs to get it back, right? Can't go 0-2 against Corey Sandhagen. He'll never really be considered for a title shot. It's like he's got more to gain. Sandhagen's got more to lose, less to gain. And I feel like the guy who has more to, like Bautista already lost to him, nothing to lose. Well, a little bit, something to lose. You don't want to go 0-2 against a guy, but like that's just enough motivation. And he's got a lot of ability to. He's got a lot of the ability. He's got a lot of incentive to win this. Bautista does. Jumps him into the top 5, beats another title challenger, beats somebody who is a big name on a big card. Sandhagen thought he was going to fight O'Malley at the White House. Sandhagen might have beaten O'Malley's ass at the White House. I think that's why they didn't make that matchup, because they ultimately want to kind of shove Sandhagen down a little bit. I don't know why. I think Sandhagen's a great bantamweight, a great guy, a great mongoose ability to be a champ, carry the sport forward. Bautista, we all hate this guy for what he did to Jose Aldo. MMA Guru put a bounty on this guy's head, 10,000 for the KO, another 1,000 every punch landed after. I mean, we all would like to see Bautista just get slimed out here by the mongoose, but I think ultimately, this fight could look kind of like Sandhagen versus Yadong Song. Bautista coming in with a boxing heavy style, wading into Sandhagen's kind of movement, punches, counters, not able to get him down. Sandhagen just pop, popping him up, pivoting off the cage. So I'm going to stick with Sandhagen, but I am fearful of this one. I don't want to have it. I don't want to be reliant upon it, right? As far as BSD versus Pimblett goes, I think Paddy Pimblett is being disrespected in this one, guys. Yeah, he lost to Justin Gaethje. Oh, you mean undisputed champ who just beat the greatest fighter of all time in Ilia Topuria? Yeah, he went 5 rounds with Justin. He didn't quit. And I do think the turnaround is a little quick, 5 months, but I've seen him in interviews. He's got his wits about him. He's looking good. Excuse me. Meanwhile, last 2 fights for PSD, Dan Hooker, who's a turtle in a tree. How'd he get there? Beneil Dariush, who's old man river with gray hair. And then before that, had a very impressive win against Mercio Rufi 9 months ago. Very impressive win. But ultimately, Rufi has a big weakness on the ground. And it's like, okay, so you're able to submit Rufi, but you get dominated by Renato Moicano on the ground. To me, the Renato Moicano loss, which was less than 2 years ago, on the feet and on the ground. But he took him down, mounted him, and just fed him elbows and beat the shit out of him. So it's like, all right, I'm going with Paddy the Baddy emphatically, especially as an underdog. I think I got him. I have a three-leg parlay that I threw in after my UFC 250 at the White House big win. I threw a little bit of the petty cash on a parlay. That parlay is $187 to pay $2,209. Paddy the Baddy at plus 145. Lonnie Kavanaugh at minus 180. And the next fight. So big night for me on the main card. If I can get Lonnie to win, Paddy to win, easy headshot opportunity, hopefully on the main event. But
I mean, as you mentioned though, like people were looking at Paddy losing to Justin Gaethje, like, oh, you got exposed, you got this, you got that. Paddy lasted 5 rounds and had moments
and won some. Yeah,
won 2 of the 5 rounds that they had, much like Ilya Topuria. And he was like more alive in those later rounds than Ilya was. So now you gotta wonder, like, what would Paddy do to Ilya Topuria?
Yeah, I mean, one of the judges had it 48-47 for Gaethje, and the other 2 had it 49-46. So he at least won 1 round, and on one judge's scorecards, won 2 rounds. He was getting eye poked and nut shotted by Gaethje the whole time. Gaethje probably had rocks in his gloves. You know, who knows? But at the end of the day, he also fought Justin Gaethje.
Trevor Whitman with that sewing kit. Everybody thinks he's just some nice guy trying to prevent eye pokes. I think there's something a little bit more dastardly at play here with Trevor
Paddy
Whitman.
Was storming and Paddy was fighting hard to the finish. You know what I mean? Like in the 5th round, fighting hard. I mean, the scorecards here I see they have Gaethje winning the last 2. Yeah, every judge I think has. Yeah, every judge gave Gaethje the last 2, except one judge gave Paddy the 5th. So Mike Bell, who is an idiot, but they all are, gave Paddy the 5th. So that's what created the 48-47. But every judge had Paddy winning the 3rd round and losing the first 2. So ultimately, you know, he fought hard. He fought valiantly. I think he learns a lot. He takes a lot from it. He's a scouser. He doesn't get knocked out. For me, it's who.
Yo, the scouser who doesn't get knocked out on the same card as the sorcerer.
Yeah. You know, I like Paddy. He's a sorcerer. He doesn't get knocked out. So I'm going with Paddy. I think him being an underdog is disrespect here. And at first when this fight was announced, I was like, oh, BSD is going to slime him out. And then I was like thinking about it. I'm like, no. If Moicano can take you down and do what he did on the ground, Paddy is going to shag you on the ground. So I think Paddy comes out, bop, 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 picks him up, you know, does some stuff, gets him down, elbows, punches, chokes him. I think Paddy by submission's the play. Is that what you said too?
Yeah. Paddy by sub, Paddy by
or
finish.
Just feeding him elbows. Like he's going to secure
necessary.
the takedown.
Paddy is going to.
Yeah.
BSD thinks he
Paddy
knows
by
how
finish.
to have
Paddy by finish.
Exactly. So
Paddy by finish all day.
Definitely Paddy. Paddy's amazing. I mean, sure, he took a lot of time to get out Michael Chandler. He didn't get Tony Ferguson out of there, but BSD
he dominated Michael Chandler, and he's a new guy since that Ferguson fight.
Absolutely. And Michael Chandler was on the back pedal the whole entire time. He wasn't trying to win. He was trying to survive.
Next and last and finally, we have the notorious, the one, the only Conor McGregor taking on Max. We gonna find out Saturday night, Holloway. Max is a minus 230 favorite. The line is moving. The line is adjusting. He's coming off a decision domination against Charles Oliveira 3 months ago, a fight where he could not stop a takedown to save his life. It's almost like no one's ever tried to take Max down. Oliveira.
Can I give you something? Can I give you something?
Give me something.
Let me give you a nugget real quick. Every person ever who has been on the UFC video game cover has lost immediately after that. Goes as far back as Conor and Ronda, when Conor got slimed out by Nate Diaz and Ronda got slimed out by Holly Holm. Brock Lesnar, when he lost against Cain Velasquez. UFC Undisputed 2009, I think, or 2010. 2009, I think, was Forrest Griffin, who got slimed out immediately after, I think, maybe Anderson Silva, or it might have been somebody else. But every single person who has been on the cover of the UFC game has lost immediately after. Jorge Masvidal gets knocked out by Kamaru Usman right after. Israel Adesanya gets knocked out by Poatan directly after. You know who was on the cover this year, Luke?
Who?
Poatan and Max Holloway. Poatan just got slimed out by Cyril Gane. Max Holloway is about to get slimed out by the notorious Conor McGregor. And I told this to my fiance, and she said, that is the fucking dumbest way you can look at this. Max Holloway has been killing it for so long. And listen, to my fiance's credit, sometimes I'm a little too close to the forest to see the trees. And she gets shit right all the time. You know, whether it be Umar Nurmagomedov or any of her fucking, you know, clansmen. Any of her clansmen who win these fights. My biggest W was wearing a cowboy hat shirtless while Sean Strickland got read his Miranda rights before he took the belt from Hamzat Chimaev. That was pretty much the only win I've had against her to this point. So I'm riding high now. She says that's a dumb way to pick it. I think that's one of the best ways to pick it. It's just like Madden. Everybody who's on the Madden cover has a fucking fall off year after. The EA curse. On top of that, what I explained to her was Max Holloway has absorbed more strikes than any fighter, significant strikes, not even just strikes, significant strikes than any fighter who's been in the octagon. So it's a classic rest versus rust conundrum here that we have.
And by the way, that Max absorbs 4.6 strikes per minute, and that's over a sample size of over 20 UFC fights. Okay, he has absorbed about 2,600 significant strikes in his career. McGregor between 500 and 600. We're talking a factor of 5. Max has been hit 5 times more than McGregor.
What are you going to do, Max? Volume punch me?
Max has been knocked out in the last 2 years. McGregor has been sitting on the shelf for 5 years. Certainly, the leg break plays a role. Certainly, being 37 as opposed to 34 plays a role. But it's not like he's 37 and Max is 27. They're both almost. Max is almost 35. McGregor's a little older than 35. But it's rest versus rust, like you said.
Max on top of that.
And one more thing.
The wear and tear makes him at least 40.
And here's the thing. Max is coming up into 170 for the first time.
What happened when he went up to 155 for the first time? What happened when he went up to 155 for the first time? Dustin Poirier slimed him out. Dustin Poirier beat the shit out of him. Mister, I can't even beat up a fucking flight attendant.
Yeah. So my thing is this. There's some factors for both guys to consider, but the reality is Max coming up in weight is going to slow him down. And the second thing is Max's only path to victory is the boxing. Max's only path to victory is the boxing. I'm sorry, did Max box Floyd Mayweather for 10 rounds? Is Max
win 8 of them?
Did Max lose to Ilia Topuria? Did Max lose to Dustin Poirier? Like, at the end of the day, yes. And his boxing wasn't good enough to stop Oliveira's takedowns. It wasn't good enough to keep him on the fence. His power is not threatening. He's going to have to beat McGregor over the course of a lot of time. Over that time, McGregor needs one shot to put him out. I'm rocking with McGregor, guys. And I'm no casual, and I'm no simp, and I'm no fucking idiot. But the reality is 5 times more strikes absorbed for Max Holloway, 5 years of rest and steroids and all sorts of great pharmaceuticals for McGregor. McGregor's going to fucking connect, and he's going to chin Max. He's going to find him. This fight will be fought where McGregor is the best, and that is in the striking, the hands. Max has no hope of taking him down. He has no hope. He's going to kick him in the legs. Max is going to kick him in the legs. McGregor is going to find him, trace him, and knock him the fuck out.
McGregor has a titanium
Max has a little bit of
rod.
chicken legs. McGregor is going to brace that steel rod and check those leg kicks and then chin Max with a right hook to a left hand straight down the pipe. McGregor is going to knock Max the fuck out. That's my opinion. That's my take. And I have that as the third leg of my parlay. Lonnie Kavanaugh, Paddy the Baddy, Conor McGregor.
People forget, man.
And who's going to go in there with more of an understanding of the For Max, this is just an already won fight. He's underestimating McGregor. Max is not taking him seriously. Conor is taking it very seriously, I would think. And if he's not, that's his folly. But he has another fight after this. And at the end of the day, people forget, man.
Conor McGregor wants that Netflix paycheck bad.
And that's all she wrote, folks. Conor McGregor.
Can you not hear me, bro? You're taking pauses. Like, that's my cue. I'm coming in, and then you're going. Your screen's glitching. I can't even see you. Anywho, people forget, man.
It's all good. This Wi-Fi at the Airbnb is, this Wi-Fi at the Airbnb is not the best. So
okay.
Well, it seems like there's 5 fights we agree on.
Let me fucking finish. People forget, man. Oh my God. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you and your Wi-Fi. If I start talking again and you start talking during my synopsis, I'm going to fucking fly down to Jacksonville and murder you. Okay. Thank you. In Minecraft. People forget, man. Conor McGregor tore his ACL in the first minute against Max Holloway and wrestle fucked him to death. Sure, it was a 19-year-old versus a 20-year-old. Sure, it was this, it was that. What are we talking about here? Max Holloway has no takedown defense. If anybody's taking anybody down, Conor McGregor is going to take Max Holloway down. I hate to break it to the fucking party here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. The guy who is capable of taking the other person down and imposing their will on them is Conor, not Max. And Conor has way more elusive striking, way faster speed, has been walking around at a heavier weight than the weight limit that they're making, that is used to carrying that weight, training at that weight. Max had to take a year, 2 years. I'm the biggest Max Holloway fan you'll ever find. Okay. For me to go against Max Holloway, I've picked Max Holloway in every single one of his fights since this podcast started. Okay. There's no one who is a bigger Max Holloway fan than myself. But Conor has not taken the wear and tear. Conor has not taken the damage. As Luke said, Max Holloway has taken 2,500 fucking significant strikes to the chin, where McGregor has taken 500, 600 to his. It's a rest versus rust situation. Are we getting a Conor McGregor who is sticking, powerful? He's had a lot of lawsuits lately. He needs money. He wants to get out of this UFC contract. The UFC is trying to feed him to wolves to make sure that his notoriety, notorious, is not as high as it is, so somebody else can't put on a card the same night as them and them get more views. I believe Conor McGregor is going to fight out this contract, get a $500 million fucking deal from Netflix to fight Jake Paul in MMA or boxing and ride off into the sunset for the rest of his life. That is what's going to happen. Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor is the biggest fight anybody could make ever. And he's going to win this fight. He's going to beat up Max Holloway. I'm not going to love it. Could finish him. But even if he doesn't, he has, and I think this is insane to say, he has a more well-rounded game than Max Holloway. He fucking tore his ACL and took Max Holloway down for 3 rounds, 15 minutes right in a row. Sure, Max Holloway has evolved, but so has McGregor. And when we saw Max Holloway move up to 155 in relative short notice to fight Dustin Poirier, he looked like shit. And Dustin overpowered him. Max was out voluming Dustin, but Dustin was hitting him with harder, faster, stingier shots, right? And sure, Max Holloway took a year and a half, 2 years to bulk up. to get to lightweight to be a sizable guy at lightweight and shock the world against Justin Gaethje. But in this case, he's jumping up another 15 pounds against a guy who's been walking around at 200 pounds, who is jacked, fucking fierce, hasn't had any damage dealt to him in the last 4 years or so. I don't see a way where Conor McGregor walks away from this as the loser. Conor, I mean, even if he doesn't go to Netflix, he is trying to get his worth on a UFC paycheck, regardless of where he goes from here. He knows that he's worth more than what he is getting paid, and he's going to win this fight. He's more motivated than ever. He's bigger. He's stronger. Sure, Max is taller, but Conor's been moving with this weight for a while. It's pretty much Ilya Topuria versus Max Holloway. And we saw what happened there. Max has had the coconut cracked. He's not going to be as durable as he once was, but as good once as he ever was. I think Conor McGregor wins this fight. I think Conor McGregor wins this fight by finish. And, you know, number one Max Holloway fan here telling you that. So give me Conor McGregor emphatically. I think Conor McGregor has no chance of losing this fight.
And we both picked Max against Gaethje. At the end of the day, to me, it comes down to the path to victory being, for both, being in McGregor's arena of boxing, the strikes that Max has absorbed. And let's keep in mind, when these guys first fought, they were both making 14 and 14. McGregor made 28K that night. Max made 14K that night. So thank God they both get to run it back and get what they deserve for a fight like this. But the reality is that fight was a long time ago, but people want to write it off as, well, McGregor was the older guy and Max was the younger guy. McGregor was 24, Max was 21, and Max had 6 fights in the UFC. That was McGregor's second fight in the UFC. So don't get it twisted. That was no old dog, veteran showing the young up-and-comer what's up. That
and
was
I
McGregor
sunned
coming
him.
into the scene
And I sunned him. Max is my son.
He's not going to lay a glove on me. So I think this looks like McGregor Aldo. I think McGregor comes out there and puts on some magic and just bop, hits Max hard, and I think the ref jumps in. And people are going to say it's early. They're going to say what they're going to say. But McGregor by KO, rounds 1 or 2. That being said, McGregor will gas out if this gets past round 3, Alex. Like, he's not winning a decision. So there's no shot in hell that McGregor wins a decision. He's got to touch his chin. He's got to be the better striker. He's got to be the better boxer. He's got to connect early. I'm not going to be surprised. There's no shot in hell. There's nobody on the planet, on God's green earth. Not even Dominic Cruz took 5 years off and came back and won a decision of 5 rounds. If it was a 3-round fight, maybe. But in a 5-round fight, there's no way in hell McGregor wins a decision. No way in hell. Give me McGregor.
Now that I'm thinking about this,
knockout.
this could be like a Nate Diaz situation where Conor is just getting pieced up by a jab and gets like choked out.
Oh, dude, McGregor could easily guess. McGregor has to get this done in 1. He's got to get it done in 1. If it even goes to 2, I'm worried. This ain't no Chad Mendez thing where he can take a beat and get taken down in the first round. McGregor will not have the cardio to go more than 2 rounds. If you see round 3 and McGregor won the first 2, back up the Brinks truck on Max as an underdog. Because at the end of the day, if McGregor doesn't get this done in about 7 minutes, it is over for him. But I think he will. I think he's going to shock Max. He's going to shock the world. He's going to get the knockout. Sport is so much more fun with McGregor, and it's so much more fun with McGregor winning. If he can pull this off, it'll be one of the best nights it'll be one of the best UFC viewing experiences of all time if Conor McGregor can win this fight. It'll completely make up for our poor baby, our sweet, sweet darling Ilya Topuria losing to Justin on his stool against at the White House. So that's that, and that's all, folks. Let's wrap it up. If you're
Did you
going
see
with
Connor
me,
on
top to
Ariel
bottom,
talking about the comparison between him
yeah,
and
it was
Topuria?
great.
He was like, he was
Yeah,
like,
and then
yeah,
the video I
he
saw,
took
they were
all my
showing the
tattoos.
comparisons.
Yeah, he was like, he
Yep.
took all my
And the
tattoos.
video I saw was like a short, and they were showing like everything. Every time he said something, they would show it, and I'm like, damn, it actually is true. But hey, it's like, dude, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, and at the end of the day, who's that's who you imitate, the most successful guy who's ever done it. So no shade on it, in my opinion. It's like, and Ilya brings his own flair and his own style to it, you know. And that was Ilya's Nate Diaz moment, right? Getting beat by Gaethje. That was his Nate Diaz moment. And now he'll come back stronger and better than ever. The only thing is Justin will never give him that rematch. So get that out of your head. I saw a video, maybe this was AI, but I saw that he got a tattoo that was like, something about like, it was like, Justin, I'll see you again or something like that. It better have been AI, because at the end of the day,
It was. They also
quit
said he
getting
had
other
a
people's names.
tattoo on his ribs of all the names crossed off, and they
He
said
didn't.
that he got the Gaethje tattoo on his ribs with Gaethje crossed off before the fight even happened, but apparently that was fake.
I'm very glad, and I think they both are fake. That makes all the sense in the world that both are fake. Okay, folks, so here's my picks top to bottom. Main event, Conor McGregor. Co-main event, Paddy the Baddy. Corey Sandhagen with a big, fearful heart and a lot of red flags going off in that one. Alex kind of convinced me on Batista, but I'm sticking with Sandy. Lonnie Kavanaugh, Terrence McKinney, Nikita Krylov, Gable Steveson, Adrian Yanez, Luke Riley, Kong Wang, Damian Penis, Zach Reese, and Alexandre Nono Turbo Costa. Alex,
it's crazy. These people idolize these fools so much. You said Corey Sandy. If Mark Norman was like Sandy Hook, oh yeah, comedy, everybody would have fucking cracked up, right? Like it's not a good joke. It's terrible. But
if he hits him with a hook, if he knocks him out with a hook, that would be like old
that'd
school
be a Sandy
newspaper,
Hook.
1990s. Sandy Hook, you know what I mean?
Sandy Hook massacre.
We won't.
Oh, Mario Batista murdered.
It breaks my heart to even think about it. But anyway.
All right, for me, you're going Nono Costa Gandra. You sounds like a villain in Yu-Gi-Oh.
You went with Costa too. I thought you went with Durden. So we do agree on Costa. Okay.
Hell no, I thought you went with Durden. My brother in Christ.
Sorry. So Costa Gandra, continue.
Costa Gandra, Almeida, Brazil. Tracy Cortez, Mexican, Luke Riley, Scouser, Cody Garbrandt, a flyer out right to the end zone. Big Gabe Stevenson, Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whitaker, King Green, Lonnie Kavanaugh, Mario Bautista, Paddy the Baddy Pimblat, and Conor, the notorious Conor McGregor.
And our double P certified picks are going to be Alexandre Nono Costa, Luke Riley, Gabe Steveson, Lonnie Kavanaugh, Paddy the Baddy, and Conor McGregor. That is a 6-pack of double P certified picks for you. I will be betting that as a parlay. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Great Rampage Jackson once said, you think you're Conor McGregor, I'm Conor McHomie.
We got Lukey pick of the week with a nose.
That was
I'm trying to recover from Michelle Pereira teasing me in the first round. I agree with you, Justin. I talked about it at the top of the show. That was the hardest part for me. Tracy Cortez looks more Asian and take the mask off. I bet. Yikes. Yes, I love you guys. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Home Wreck and Knee Knocker. Thank you, Andrew Kavanaugh. Thank you, everybody who is here. Maestro, we appreciate you guys all, and we will see you for the fights. 2 weeks. Enjoy the early predictions, and Let's go. Luck of the Irish, baby. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you.
Or do we have all for the holiday?
We might check in. Let's check in for an after the weigh-in show next week on Friday.
All right.
Maybe even a fight companion if we're not watching the fights together. But thank you guys. We love you, and we'll see you in due time.